Hello there. Hi. It's been a long week there, mages. Or are you kindred? Vampires? Or are you werewolves? Or are you just regular motherfuckers who found this stream by accident? Well, if you're the latter, hi, hello. I'm your storyteller crow. You know what? I usually talk about my characters, but can we talk about me for just a moment? Alright, I've gone through a lot, okay? Let's start. First, the letter government agencies are telling me that I have to pay back some sort of, I don't know, blood tax to the Illuminati. It's telling me that I have to sign a waiver and everything. And, that's just, I'm just not about that life, okay? That's a lot. And then I had to work long hours and long shifts because apparently vampires can't work through the daytime. So I had to take on a whole bunch of morning shifts. Lucky bastard. And then, even worse. Oh my god. The one thing that's really gotten me is that these characters, these players, these actors have really decided to become a accidental cabal? I don't know. And apparently there's some other mage waking up somewhere soon. We don't want to talk about her. She's better off sleeping for right now. Anyways, hi. This is Neon Gore Chronicles, Mage the Ascension game, made by the World of Darkness. There's going to be a lot of interesting themes. Some of them may be triggering, and if it is, hi. You can take the night off, or take a few minutes off. Take care of yourself. We don't want you to hurt yourself. This should be a pleasurable experience, not a mental fuck up. So, have fun, chill out, and yeah. Oh, one last thing. These players are playing characters. They're actors, so don't hold their actions against them. Pretty please. It's been a hard week for everyone as it is, and everyone's just trying to do their best. Oh well. Anyways, we begin again. At an apartment where a dressmaker is losing their shit. A former, current, we don't know. A club owner is relishing off of blowing up robots, and a cat boy is having a crisis. So, like I said before, we just began our scene. Nyx is throwing scraps of material all over the place, taking measurements. Kira might be having two sets of crises at this moment, as they have to deal with a very, very, very up in your face dressmaker coming up with patterns. And Scott is vibing. Scott just took down two enemies. In his mind, this is the best night ever. Let's see if we can fuck that up for him. Anyways, I'm gonna need Nyx to give me a willpower roll, difficulty of 3.
Oh, I would love to. Which willpower they got? They
The
got.
question is, can we theoretically make that?
Yes, we can theoretically make it. Listen, y'all don't know what Nyx is capable of, including being capable of failing that roll miserably. That's one success versus a difficulty 3.
Yeah, that quiet is still fucking you up. And for those of you who are just learning what mage is, when a mage goes through a quiet, it's a little bit of a personality effect. It's it makes them a little bit manicky. Some of them a little bit more dramatic. Others, it makes them a little bit more violent. You'll find out which one each character is. And because you're going through a quiet, I have to put on a certain effect for you. Give me a moment. We got a...
New toy.
I forgot all about it. There we go. So, Nyx is all over the place. Kira, you're not hearing your side voice. Your bestie isn't talking to you.
Thank God. One problem at a time. Why are you fussing over my clothes? Please.
Because I would rather be caught mutilated, skinned alive, and missing my eyeballs than be caught dead with someone who is not going to be fashionable. Now you hold still, or I will make sure to pin you into place like a goddamn butterfly. Also, are you allergic to latex?
Not that I'm aware of, but tight clothes and me don't mix.
Well, you better learn to start mixing, because I'm going to be your goddamn bartender for this.
So
I don't really drink much either.
Scott,
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, grant me strength at this trying time.
while this is going on, I need you to give me wits and awareness, difficulty of 3.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah, you got this.
I got this. That paradox is still there.
Yeah, that paradox is still there.
3 successes.
Yes. And with that, you made a
Success.
success. So, as you're kind of still feeling that whole triumph of, yes, I did this, I killed you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We tore into those robots so hard. I mean, it was a magnificent victory.
You notice that that explosion was a little bit big. Nyx didn't see it because Nyx is too busy in their own world, but you notice that one of their designs is scorched.
Okay.
Now that you get a good look at it, you realize it's one of the ones that they were preparing for you to wear at the Met Gala.
Oh. Well, that could only improve it, right?
To you, probably, you're liking the whole grunge look.
Right.
You don't mind patches and holes and burns. But
that's right.
Looking at Nyx in this moment, you don't know what might set them off.
Sick burn. He's just gonna hold it up like, yeah, this is only, look at this. This is improved.
What are you talking about?
I mean, it's all scorched like fire. That's what I'm talking about.
But once Scott does something useful.
I have to make a roll.
Yeah, give me a resolving composure difficulty of 4. Because this is a design of yours, one that you have been putting hours into this.
Yeah, and
he's flaunting it in front of you.
Flaunting, yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of ups the difficulty.
So, that is a success, surprisingly.
It is very much a
Success.
So you compose yourself, and you're still in the quiet. You're still. We watch the camera as Nyx is still sewing and putting Kira's battle armor together, but Nyx is kind of in their zen that they're not ready to kill you, Scott. Nyx, you can feel yourself slowly easing up, but it's on like Donkey Kong.
Scott, come here. Come here, my child.
He walks over.
They gently take the remnants, and then they slap Scott across the face.
Hey, what was that for? Didn't you think it looked good? I mean,
I spent 6 hours hand sewing LED strips just so your ass would not look flatter than an ironing board in this. But you know what? You know what we do in a situation like this? And they go over to the nearest window, open it, chuck it right out the window. Yeah. We don't look back. We look forward. We just keep going on.
As you check it out the window, you just hear someone scream, "Hey! Excuse me, Hello? Hi. What we will not do is, you're polluting the planet. Do you know that, like, some of the most recyclable things is clothing, and you're out here polluting? We don't believe in fast fashion, okay? You can't just dumping on the street whenever you feel like it.
Scott just sticks his hand out the window with the finger.
You look down and you see a young woman with pigtails, very colorful pigtails. She's standing there with a group of girls, and as you flick her off, one of the back also flicks you off.
Nix just kind of looks over, looks down. Consider it a gift. Whatever you can salvage of it is yours for free. Tell them Savant sent you. And they just close the window. Well, now that is done, now that we are surviving, we are not thriving. We are surviving. We paid for everything. We can figure it out.
He's going to grab Nyx by the shoulders, look them in the eye, and say, "We are thriving, not just surviving. Thrive." Okay.
But yes, we are surviving. And while I work on this, let's go ahead and figure out our plan to figure out which fuckwad sent these robots after us.
Unfortunately.
That is y'all's cue.
Problem is, you probably would have had it not been for a certain very headstrong mage pulling the wires and making them go boom, and then cheering about it while they smoldered on and caused the damage to your beautiful outfit. So unfortunately, there's nothing left that you can salvage from this.
Scott's going to look over at whatever remains, the scorch marks and everything, and go, "Kira, like, don't you tech people know how to, like, analyze a crime scene here all the time for, like, evidence or some shit?"
I am not a detective, you moron.
He said, "Well, maybe you could start learning to be one. I mean, come over here and help me look at this.
I can analyze a hard drive. I was trying to think before you broke my concentration."
Nick, you hear Henry stirring in the back, coming out with a bunch of pallets and your other equipment. He's wearing your red jacket. Your formal one, the one that you use for when you're going on investigations. He has on a monocle and a Sherlock Holmes hat, and he's got a magnifying glass. He's just looking through the scene. Ah, it seems that my assistance is needing there, Watson.
Indeed. Who's Watson?
Oh, shut up. Go get a beer from the fridge or something.
That's
do
what he's going to
useful.
Do. He says, "You know what? That's a great idea." And he's going to go to the fridge. And while he's there, like, he's going to look for some bandages to try to, like, heal up his wounds, and maybe, like, try to do that using some life magic as well, out of view of everybody else.
Yeah. So one of two things can happen. So you can either search this out. This would be, I'm going to say this is going to be resolve and awareness, or resolve and investigation. So results will decide which one you find. Or you can use life magic to heal your minor wounds, like the little small stuff. It's going to be a difficulty of 2. If you're trying to heal anything major, it'll be difficulty of 3.
We'll go with the first roll. Find some bandages, resolve, and awareness, you said?
You can either use awareness or you can use insight. Not insight, investigation.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with awareness first, because that's a higher roll for me. So Scott's a little better at noticing things than he is at crime detecting. Let's see here.
The irony where they're kind of both the same thing, it's just investigation is a lot more in-depth. While Scott's doing that, Kira is going to go over to Nyx and be like, I need you to tell me every detail about these robots. Anything you can remember.
Yes, I'll tell you everything as long as you stand... Actually, Henry, come here.
So, Henry walks over, but we gotta resolve a thing that just happened real fast. Scott, what did you get?
I got 6 successes. Those successes were slightly messy. But
Yeah.
Oh, it's a spicy crit.
So, this would be a... Computer, I need... Karen?
Spicy critical?
Gosh damn it, Karen. I need you to work the man the board. Karen, don't you walk out on me. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Paradoxal success.
So yeah, that's a paradoxal success. And you know how Nyx, our favorite fashion designer, was going through their quiet? As you're tearing through this kitchen, searching for this thing, you're just messing up everything. You're tearing through designs. You're ripping through fabric and stuff to find a bandage. You're gonna stitch yourself up the old-fashioned way, the manly way.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
metal
right.
way. And you just start ripping through stuff. And unfortunately for you, you are also suffering at quiet too.
Oh, nice.
So there's 2 of you currently in quiet. And if you want to describe this quiet, tell me, what is your resonance?
Resonance is entropic.
Yeah, you're feeling that dark side. You know, that metal death. While we don't have the grunge music, unfortunately, we're just seeing him kind of get into it, just throw his head back and start carving into himself and trying to stitch it. It's nasty and gnarly as he's putting the wounds back together and bandaging himself up. And he's
pouring beer over it and everything to sanitize the wounds. it's the most alchemical kind of healing procedure ever. Like, he's just digging into it and everything.
But at this present moment, because of this, he's currently dark Scott.
Okay, yeah. Well, it's just going to start carving into his arm.
Yeah, viewers, I told you exactly. Triggering is going to get triggering very quickly.
You might as well add some freaking designs on there to make it look extra cool. Blood running down his skin and everything.
Kira, you're seeing Nyx still trying to fuss with this design, and now you're seeing Scott going in and just garishly trying to patch himself up with fabric and needle and thread. Not medical needle and thread, regular sewing needle and thread.
Oh, yeah. Dipped in beer.
Scott, what the I told you to get a beer, not try and fix yourself with beer. This isn't a goddamn action movie.
No,
Speak for yourself, man. I'm going through some hardcore healing here.
If this were an action movie, they would hire better actors.
It depends on the action movie, but it doesn't matter. Why aren't you helping him? You're the one with all the fancy titles and shit.
Yes, that means I do the important stuff. I don't care if he mutilates himself. I have to make sure you look presentable.
He's looking for a kitchen knife.
Yeah, you can find one easily. You've already put the kitchen. Yeah.
That's right. He's pulling out all the knives, and it's just like, the needles weren't big enough, and he clearly is trying to figure out a way to wrap the thread around the knife. You don't make a bigger needle.
Wait a minute. Scott, are you using my cotton threads?
Oh yeah. Oh
you motherfucker, come here.
You two go at it. I'm gonna actually do the investigation thing.
Blood
whatever.
running down both his arms now.
Henry, help Kira do whatever he needs to do. Scott, you get your ass. And they're gonna go after Scott and leave Kira with Henry.
Henry takes in the camera pans over to Henry's face. We can see the very plastic mannequin. It's weird when he makes expressions because it looks very almost like claymation, but it's plastic when he makes a face. And he looks over at Kira and looks back over at the other two. Oh, the gremlins got to him.
Gremlins? I'm not even gonna ask. Did you see the robots?
Well, no, I was hiding in the bedroom when I heard the noise.
Do they have a security system that I would be able to use to see the robots?
No. So originally we were going to put up a security thing, but like it was a rush move. I mean, this is just it's not one of the best apartments. There might be some outside the door in the hallway.
Yeah, but that's not gonna help me. He's just like kind of taking a deep breath. They're all idiots. Okay. If they're robots, they should have had electricity running through them. Of some sort.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? You really think that just figuring out if they're electronic is going to solve this? Wow. And you're put in charge of this. You're supposed to be the brains of this operations.
I don't... Why do you come at the most inconvenient times?
Come at the most convenient time. You're funny. Dude, hey, I got an idea. Why don't we leave and let Beavis and Drag Queen deal with their shit?
I would love to, but I'm not really looking forward to the meeting that Buck set up. I don't want to go deal with a bunch of vampires.
That wasn't Buck, that was Saint. And two, we don't want to involve Buck. Here's the thing, Bucky Boy is going to go and be his
Right.
woofy superhero, okay? We go, talk to a few vampires, might get a few drinks in, let me out and let a little loose there. Remember, Club? Remember when you let me out there for that little bit? That was fun. Although you don't remember it. You were too busy off in your own little world. I got to dance on the dance floor.
What do you remember?
Oh, I remember the colors. It was wild.
Never doing drugs again, that's for sure.
Aw, it was fun. It made you a lot more bearable.
Say I'm the unbearable.
I'm not the one hiding behind a Catboy avatar on Twitch.
So? If you really are part of me, then guess what? You do have a Catboy avatar on Twitch.
No, I have an avatar on Twitch, just not the Catboy.
I don't...
How'd you like my improvement?
Your improvement?
How'd you like how I changed the avatar? Crazy? On your thing? I changed it.
That was you?
Who else, genius? Who else knows your password?
Buck?
You really think Buck can't even figure out the remote control? He can barely figure out his own cell phone.
Yeah.
Hell, he's one step away from being a boomer. A hot boomer, but a boomer.
Whatever.
You didn't disagree that I called him hot. Bye.
Why does he always show up at the most inconvenient times?
And Henry just looks at you. You wouldn't happen to be suffering from the gremlin that those two are suffering from. Well, I can't have all three of you going mad.
No. I was simply having a conversation with my other half. Other third. In my head, it doesn't matter. I'm still me. Anyway, if they had electricity running through them of some sort, I might be able to at least get a picture.
He kind of points. I don't know if they did or not. That one, the metalhead kind of burnt them badly, so it's gonna be hard for you to figure a system out, right?
I don't need to figure out the system. If I can track the aura of the electricity, I can follow them back to where they went.
No, above game. For you, that would pretty much be easy. That's just a forces roll. That's
Yep.
difficulty of 1.
I was just trying to figure out which tools he would use real quick, but probably, yeah, I'd probably stick with the computer. That is his thing. So he'll, pull out his cell phone and be seeing it like through a camera on his phone. And that is just straight Arate and my 1 dot of forces.
Yes.
Okay, so 3, no paradox, difficulty of 1. 2 successes.
2 successes. So yeah, the viewer views this as if they're looking through third person, then first person, as if this is a video game, and you're seeing the layout of the room. You're seeing some of the ruins and other magical elements, along with some of the more electrical units inside the house. You can get a feel that forces was a part of one of the creatures, but you're not getting it from the other one, or what's left of the other one. You see that forces were using this, but it not necessarily was it electronic.
Okay. So it didn't have it active all the time, basically. It
Right.
just was there. Okay.
It's kind of weird that you're even using the site, because on one hand, it kind of looks like it's digital. It looks like a blueprint that you can see. You can see the currents. But on the other hand, you see the more organic, mystical side of this. The auras, the black forest. You can see elements of that. And you can tell that, yeah, this is very much a mage's apartment.
Is this
Yeah.
a sanctum?
This wouldn't technically be a sanctum. So, with your vision, you
I
can tell.
wanted to ask, because bad stuff happens to a sanctum when a mage that's not in that, from that sanctum works in it.
Yeah. Fortunately for you, this is not a sanctum. And in fact, because you got a
Success.
you can tell right off the bat, looking around, that there's nothing holding this to reality. There's no reality point here for this to be a sanctum. This is just a regular apartment that a mage happens to live in.
Yeah.
Curiously enough, you do see another more elements of forces near the apartment, but not actually in the apartment. It might be a block away, if you want to guess. If you could guess.
Weird. Okay. And is there any kind of trail that I can follow for the aura?
It is not necessarily like a trail. It's like a radio wave. And now that you think about it, you've been hearing the song play over and over again, and you can literally see that radio wave bouncing around the walls all over the place and traveling.
Okay. All of a sudden, like, Kira's just gonna kind of lock on to this radio wave as he's watching it bounce. And it's gonna kind of start to look like Baymax as he follows the little petri dish robot. As Kira just kind of starts to follow the trail wherever it goes to see if they can figure out where it originated. Where they just kind of poof, there's robots here, or, did they travel here from someplace? Am I able to track it that far? He's gonna follow the trail as far as he can.
It's not necessarily a trail. You follow back into the apartment and over to the window where it was closed, and you look up and you see all those waves kind of vibrating around in the city. And it's weird looking up at it because you've never seen this before, and you've never used your powers in this capacity to look at something like this.
I don't like that.
If you're talking about one of my designs, I'm gonna slap you.
I'm not talking about one of your designs. I'm talking about the big spooky gathering of radio waves. And other things.
Big spook. Hold up. Scott, put the fucking knife down before I chop that hand off.
Do you have a gas stove?
I can answer that question. After looking around, you can tell that this is a modern day apartment, very much built in the early to a little later 2000s. It is very much electric. There is nothing gas, due to the fact that no one would trust any young people in this apartment with a gas stove of any kind.
Well, he's just going to have to use the electric thing. He goes over to it and turns it on high and starts laying the knife down on it. Got to get this hot.
Mm-hmm. The camera watches as Scott dramatically puts the knife down, and we just hear the sizzle. The knife doesn't glow red. It does get hotter, but from Scott's very warped point of view, everything is black and white, except for the knife that is now glowing red. And what do you do?
Oh yeah. Oh, he's gonna like put it on his, like, he's gonna cauterize whatever wounds he has. He's doing the kind of like 1980s action hero Rambo thing here, and just like cauterizing the wounds with the hot tip of the knife.
Yeah, so you cauterize the wound, and I need you to make me a stamina and composure roll, difficulty of 4.
Gladly. Yes. Okay.
The camera watches as Scott lifts up this knife, stares at it. He's just like, yeah, I got this.
No, he doesn't have this.
So close.
Kinda. Close wouldn't be a word. The word I use is
Failure.
very much a failure. As reality kind of kicks in, as he slams his knife down, and it's hot, and it just sears, and we just watch as instead of this head-banging rocker metal moment, we just see this man flail around. And with this, Scott, it breaks you out of your quiet, unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
As you're screaming in this apartment, bloody murder.
The pain.
The pain.
Oh God!
Well, you did it to yourself. Shut the fuck up.
It was supposed to work. Fuck, it hurts.
You do suffer superficial damage to this, and you also suffer a superficial willpower damage to this because you did not look cool in this moment of fantasy.
Oh my God. Okay, well,
Keep your brand of lunacy on the other side of the room. I want no part of it.
As you guys are doing this, you just
fucked around, found out. Ain't that a shame?
You hear on the radio,
this is 102.1, The Wave. This is Krill speaking. Coming to you live on the radio. Listen, hopefully you guys like that last song. That song was, what was it?
indie band that we've been keeping track, the Earwax. Anyways, I hope you guys aren't doing something stupid out there.
And if you are, please record it so I can laugh at it later on. Anyways, keep it locked. We're going to go on a commercial break.
And then you guys just hear as a few confusing voices, and then
followed by a song. Suddenly, you just hear,
"Hi, this is the Wave-O-Matic, the lovely and beautiful Unicorn Prince. Tired of that unclean feeling? Well, we have unicorn poops for you. See your local doctor for unicorn poops. Side effects may include
nausea,
vomiting, and unfortunately, death. Unicorn poops. Find the nearest one for you."
What the fuck?
And then it goes off.
And I thought I was the cringy young generation.
Did they ever say what that was even for?
Nyx,
Given the
give me a willpower roll. Difficulty of 2.
Roger, Roger. Don't worry, guys. We've got this. We have totally got this. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. Stop asking about it. That is still a failure with 1 success.
Yeah, you're still stuck in that quiet with that.
Failure.
Yeah.
We just gotta like, fuck it. All right, both of you back to the living room. I still need to take measurements.
Scott's like looking at like his wounds that are actually worse now than they were before. Like bloody all over his arms and just dried and caked on his skin. It's just he's looking like a mess, honestly.
Kira just looks at Scott and just shower now.
Yeah, good point. I don't need you bleeding all over my materials.
He trundles off to the shower.
One last thing. Nyx, describe your bathroom.
If nothing else, Nyx made sure that any place they go to is a good bathroom. It may not be like the Ritz, but it's definitely on par with what you would expect out of like maybe 4 or 5 star, lesser known 5-star hotel. It's where most of the rent goes. They need a place where, after a long day of whatever the fuck they get up to, they just need a place to, like, you know, just sit, soak, let the steam billow up, let the ideas flow, have a eureka moment, and, you know, maybe have a good enough shower for taking selfies. But, you know, that's a secondary benefit.
Scott, you go inside this bathroom and you see it's like steam comes out and you see someone in the bathtub just soaking it up, and it looks like something out of a old early 2000s commercial. Someone's soaping up a leg and then they're soaping up another leg. They go up the arm, then followed by another arm, and then finally we just see Henry with a towel wrapped around his head, and he looks at you and starts covering her up. "Can I assist you?"
I'm supposed to get a shower. Do you see what? I'm covered in blood, man.
We just see Henry's mouth cover his face. Oh my.
Yeah, he's just like, he looks like a casualty of war right now. It's just, yeah, he's covered in wounds and blood and burns, and it's a mess.
Well, how about you share the bathtub with me? And then we just see pink bubbles rise from the bathtub.
Fine, man, but I gotta like clean this up and heal it somehow.
As you do this, it switches over again. The scene just gets darker as you're about to jump in, and then followed by you see a second Henry. Henry? Henry? What are you doing, Henry? Are you sharing a bathtub with my twin brother, Scott? And for some reason, this scene goes on way longer than expected, and we end up back in the room with Nyx and Kira.
I swear to God, if he uses my mint sugar scrub, I'm gonna kill him. Nope, scratch that. I'm gonna mutilate him first, then I'll kill him. Then I'll find someone that I can trade in a favor to bring him back to life, and then I'll kill him again. Because that was such a pain in the ass. That's fine. They discontinued it 5 years ago, and god damn it if I'm not so mad about it.
You care a lot about little things, don't you?
It's the little details that make up all the difference. You can't just slap together a car out of, sheet metal, gasoline, hopes, and a prayer. It's every little tiny detail that you form out of the medley of the world that makes all the difference. For example, whether I'm going to do a top stitch on this one seam for what I'm making for you, or if I'm just going to do that with a serger. To be determined.
With you said a surgery?
Serger, which is close to surgery for if you do sewing. Imagine, if you will, if I took a sewing machine that you could get, at a store that's not Hobby Lobby because we don't support them, and you gave it a lot of meth. That's a serger.
One second. Kira, I need you to give me intelligence and craft, difficulty of 4.
That is not very possible for me. Because I have no dots in craft.
Listen,
Yeah.
we're the crafts person here.
Yeah, that is very much a...
Failure.
Yeah, it's a failure. You don't understand a damn thing Nyx is saying, and it's almost like a foreign language mixed with one of the lost old languages, as they keep trying to explain to you very passionately about how craft works, how they're like a surgeon, and how the fashion industry works, and how it all comes together.
But kind of like if I started explaining computers to them.
Yeah. In fact, you've seen this, you know this expression, and now you're the one giving it. You now understand the feeling.
Yeah, it's weird being on the other side of the couch. Look,
Got it?
these robot fuckers that attacked you, they had a radio wave running through them.
Radio.
The same song that was playing before the commercial break. And it goes out your window and kind of congeals in a big storm cloud. So I don't think tracking the robots will be very useful.
Maybe we don't need to track them. Oh, hold up. Phone's ring. Henry! My God, where
I
is
believe
he?
they're preoccupied with Scott.
We jump back over to Scott, and
He's gonna make one last effort here to weave some life magic in and heal his wounds that way, because the hardcore, knife and needles and beer method did not work.
as you're doing this, and I'm going to say that this goes up a difficulty.
Yes.
Given how you're distracted by this scene going
Oh,
on.
yes.
I can't believe it. Henry, after all this time, after all these years, and with Scott, I was lonely, and you were out here pretending to be me. I was doing this for us. You were doing this for yourself. So let's see. Scott, what you get?
All right. What's the difficulty?
How much are you trying to heal?
As much as he Well, okay. Let's just go for like two health dots here.
So, are you trying to heal superficial or lethal?
Let's go lethal.
Lethal?
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be a difficulty of 4. Normally, there'd be
Oof.
difficulty 3. Yeah, you're going to have to... If you have some quintessence, you might want to bust that out.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to. Okay, so does that add to my roll here?
Yeah, so quintessence
Okay.
add the dice.
Okay. All right, I'm going to use some quintessence in that, and we'll see what happens. Yes, 4 successes.
Yeah, that's success.
Success.
So, describe for the camera what this looks like.
Oh, he's going in full blood ritual mode. Like he's going to be like, as the water comes down and everything, he's taking the blood that is now moistening off and digging into his wounds just a little bit, and then painting it on both of their faces and on his own, and then he's joining them together, and he's saying a few words of
Magical mumbo jumbo.
magical occult ritual healing spells here, and in the steam and everything that's kind of rising up, he is basically summoning forth all the powers of the blood within him, and yeah.
So this very dramatic scene that was more so like a soap opera gone stupid has now turned into a weird blood ritual where there's a mixture of Latin and Italian strigoi. It's old, and all 3 of you are chanting this. We see the floor to the bathroom start to flood with this red, crimson bath water as it flows out into Nyx's bedroom. But you are able to heal up those 2 lethal.
Yes.
Nyx, all you hear is you just keep hearing the phone ring.
Do I have to do everything myself? And they just march off to go answer it.
Where's your phone normally?
It's actually in the kitchen. They have it set on the bar counter, kind of like close to a wall where it could be plugged in, and they just go to it, pick it up. Savant residence, Nick speaking.
Savant, darling! How's my favorite girl doing? You know that this is your fashion mentor, Madam Xena.
Oh, a little this, a little that, getting some inspiration from the local scene. Just here on personal errands. How are you, darling?
Doing wonderful, dear. You know the usual. I have like the fabulous and the uglies all trying to gather up their fashion forward for the Met Gala, because we can't afford to happen what happened last year. Last year was horrible.
We don't talk about last year.
We don't talk about last year. But how are you, darling? I was just here to call you because I heard from a little birdie that you went off to go find a little other birdie.
So many birdies around and so many loose birdie beaks. Maybe I need to worry about that later, but you could say I am looking for someone and maybe have stumbled upon an opportunity.
Ooh, that's what I like to hear. See, now, I knew you were a crafty one. But there's something I have to let you know, darling.
What? Is it that we're going to be facing a shipping shortage of plaid or tartan?
Oh, we don't talk about that either. No, dear. What was it? Let me look at the notes here. You know Amberlynn? Amberlynn, the Target girl.
I know of them, yes.
Apparently, she might have seen your Finch. Your Finch birdie. She wants to broker a partnership.
What are their terms?
Now, I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news, but she wants you to make her, what was it that she says? She says she wants to raid your closet for the dress. She says you would know which one she's talking about.
The dress that.
The vintage one.
Oh, that one. I don't even know how long it took me just to even recreate old vintage stitching. I had to go through 5 different machines just to get one on loan to recreate that stitching. But Finch, did they say what they even want it for? A permanent borrowing? Like what's the situation?
She didn't go into the specifics. She says she will meet you at the, what is it? The Neon Drip. I don't know what club that is.
I have a passing familiarity with it.
Oh, good luck then, darling. I just wanted to go and pass you the news, alright? Ta-ta, wait. Keisha, hi. Oh, Keisha, you look great. You look fabulous, darling. And who's that? Daryl? Oh, that's your boyfriend? Get rid of him. And you just hear the phone hang up.
And you would look at just like, it's like Nyx has just been told they have to sacrifice not just their firstborn, but like their firstborn, their parents, just everything. It's just devastation to just slowly put it down.
As you say this, and we watch as you put down the phone, we see the bedroom door swing open. First, we hear that weird Strigoi chanting, followed by a wave of red water flowing out of your bedroom, Nyx. And then finally, we just see 2 Henrys, one wrapped up in a towel, chasing after another Henry in a business suit carrying 2 suitcases. Henry, don't leave me like this. We just did a ritual threesome together. I refuse to stay in a house where I'm not welcome, Henry. But Henry, and we watch as the scene goes black and white. We see the widescreen bars tighten in on the camera as we watch the 2 Henry's faces. We see a lone wax teardrop flow on one of the Henry's faces. We don't actually see Henry's mouth move. We do see the expressions, but they don't talk really. But they can, but they're able to verbalize. So it's just like watching 2 dolls interact. I hate you, Henry. But Henry, wait. What is it, Henry? I use Nick's mint scrub. Goodbye, Henry. And we just watched as the door slam. The camera pans back over to Nyx, back in the regular color and the actual aspect ratio returning. And we see Scott. Is Scott still in his clothes or he's in a towel?
Oh, he's in towels, and the towels are stained with blood streaks and everything. But
Yeah.
he's got his hair wrapped up and everything like that. He's got it wrapped around his waist, and he's just wiping off the last of the blood on his hands and everything. On what he presumes are very light colored towels. Yeah. So I don't know what color the towels are, but yeah, there's blood streaks on them now, all over.
So you're very, very much cashmere towels.
Oh yeah.
They're stained now, and your floor, you have like a large puddle of red water there. Kira, it gets on your shoes, and your white shoes that you're wearing are also kind of stained a little bit as you kind of step on through them. And one of the Henrys has moved past you, Kira, in the towel. He's on his knees. Henry, don't go! I need you.
What the fuck did I miss? No, I don't care. Doesn't apply to me. What was the phone call about?
Nyx. Resolve and composure.
Yeah, they
Difficulty
need to
of-
make that.
Difficulty of 4.
Oh yes, it needs. Things are very much. We are not well in the neighborhood right now. Oh no,
Oh,
I can't. I
yes.
can't fix that.
Thirst has
Um,
chosen violence.
So the good news is we succeeded, and it's
Yeah.
a crit.
Paradoxal success.
It is very much a paradoxical success. You know, I was going to give Scott this moment, but you know what? I'm glad I saved it. We're going to the confession camp, kids. So, let's get that confession camp going. Thank you guys for watching. Hi, how are you? You're about to watch an interesting scene in just a moment. Let me explain to you the confession cam. So, during certain dramatic scenes, we'll switch over to a confession cam. This is where the player, as their character, are going to talk about what is happening in this moment, as if they are watching or actually experiencing it in real time, and they're going to tell us all about how much they either hate, like, or whatever they're feeling. And then we'll tell them exactly what it is that they feel it, what the effect is at that moment. Thanks for joining us. Let me get the right music for this. No. So, Nyx, tell me, how are you feeling? Describe this moment for me.
You know, Nyx is just the one that's been getting shafted. Like, Nyx is like, come on, I just got to this city. I have a design that's supposed to go to the Met Gala that is fucking ruins. I have someone who just used, like, one of the best products I've ever gotten, and their skin is plastic. My bathroom and some of my bedroom is covered in pink ready water foam. And now I have to give up one of my prized possessions just so I can make a deal on the hope that someone has information that I need. No way. How come I'm the only one that has to do this? No. I am meant to be the one in control here. I am meant to be the one that is in charge. I am meant to be the one taking control of chaos, not suffering from it.
Yeah, you're right.
Quiet.
And you're suffering from a quiet. It doesn't go up, but the effects are very much more dynamic. Very much more. Actually, because you were already in a quiet, so it does go up. Not permanent, but you're gonna choose violence in your own Nyx way.
All violence. Nyx just kind of looks. You know what? I can design anything. But I don't just design clothes, I design. And it's time that I start designing my own fucking story for how this is gonna go.
So, Nyx.
Henry!
Oh. Yes? He kind of just looks over to you.
Oh, that's. And they have the look of very much Jack Nicholson. You know that very, very special rope that I keep for certain occasions?
Which one?
You know the one. The very small, fine, can be excruciatingly painful rope.
And we watch as Henry is now in a new outfit, and he looks like Shelley Duvall from The Shining, backing away from Nyx. Um, the rope?
They take a step forward. The rope, Henry.
And Henry just backs
Yes.
away. We don't need the rope.
Oh, we don't need it. I need it.
And
And
we-
you're going to get it.
And we just see Henry run. In the same look as Shirley Duvall, the long black hair, that sweater vest, he's tripping over a few things, and he's kind of run over to the bathroom, and he slams the door, and he's holding a hairbrush as he locks it. I should be safe here.
You know, Nyx was just gonna get the rope if they didn't, but they kind of see that and they're just like, I've earned this. And they grab the kitchen knife that Scott was using earlier and start just going at the door.
And we just watch Henry and his plastic face. His mouth does open and lets out a scream, but it's not the same way that like a person's would be. It's still plastic, so it's more like stop motion watching him do this. And he's screaming as he's holding onto this bat, holding up to his hairbrush, and he's falling down the side like, I can't. Why would you do this? Kara and Scott, you're watching this in real time. It's happening.
Scott's loving it. It's just like, yeah, go at that door.
And you guys watch
Would
as
you
Maxwell walks
kindly
in.
stop Psycho Lady?
Maxwell comes in. Did I come at a bad time?
No, man, best time.
Yes.
All right.
Scott's there in a towel.
I have
like-
been dealing with these two morons for hours.
It looks like it. And I see too you. Where is Siobhan? And we watch as the camera pans away from Maxwell from behind him, and we're watching the scene of Nyx going at it at this door with Henry still screaming.
Scott's just like cheering him on from behind. You know, he's seen this kind of violence and this kind of rage. He's here for it.
I why do I have to work with these people?
Oh my goodness.
I
Maxwell just
understand
points-
how you feel now.
He points to Nyx. What is happening? What's that? What's going on there?
They have lost their minds.
Be more specific.
First, it started with me showing them a picture of someone, and then they snap.
Uh-huh.
And then just a minute ago, they started talking about some rope that they're gonna use to do something about making chaos their own bitch, and I don't.
Okay. And we just see him pick up the briefcase. Almost like a scene. So we're seeing the misery scene as this is happening. Not misery. We're seeing the shiny scene happening. And then followed by an Alfred Hitchcock movie as we see in black and white Maxwell holding this briefcase and then whacking at Nyx. Nyx, I need you to make me Dex and Athletics difficulty of 6.
In theory, we can make this.
In theory, yeah.
Theory. Listen,
The question
sometime-
of whether or not everything's going to be spicy is fun, though.
That too.
Yeah. So that's a failure. Only got 3 successes on that.
Yeah, that's definitely a failure. We watch
Failure.
as Nyx is about to just Nick's face goes through the doorway, and we hear Henry screaming again, and then all of a sudden we just hear whack, and Nyx tumbles backwards. Nyx, you suffer too superficial as you get a big thump on the back of your head. It takes you out of your quiet. Yeah, this was a hard hit, and you can feel this magical effect kind of bringing you back down to reality. You're currently at 1 quiet, base level quiet.
Ow. Oh.
Thank you,
Okay.
Maxwell.
Oh. My landlord's gonna be pissed about that.
All right. Okay. This this seems stupid. And we watch as he claps his hands. The red water, kind of dissipates. The floor is now clean, but the hardware that was normally before was just a blonde is now a cherry blonde. Is more redder now. Um, Scott, we just see him snap his fingers, and the towel is restored. Henry is now back in regular Henry clothes as he scrambles out the doorway. Oh my god. Are you my hero? No, I'm just a lawyer. A heroic lawyer? I refuse to talk to inanimate objects. Now, the three of you, since you're all here and what have you, I need the three of you to do me a favor.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, I have a lead on your drug situation.
I'm going to guess it's the neon drip.
Well, that's one location, but no.
I
Apparently.
also have a minor lead.
Oh. Where would that be?
Sorry, the whole robot situation kind of got me distracted from that. With some of the information I was able to gather up, I actually need my notebook for this one. We were able to track one of the plants used in making it as something that's only ever really living in the dreaming. That place where all the fairies come from.
Interesting.
Is it real?
Yes, it's real. I took the damn drug. I would know whether it's real or not.
So many people.
And there may or may not be someone in the city cultivating it that has to do with the vampire, night folk, kindred, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
Oh, right. I've had dealing with them. Tell me, how are they involved? What's their information involving them?
I don't have much. The only person who was able to help was my... Well, I wouldn't really call him a mentor, and he's not really an uncle, friend, kind of. Everyone just calls him Saint.
In that moment, you briefly see something. If you want to look into it further, it'd be wits and insight difficulty of 3.
Yeah, I'll take that bet. I don't have anything to lose.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah.
Come on, join the messy crew. Come on.
I don't have any paradox to do that with. That is a failure, though. Close, but not quite.
Yeah, close, but no.
Failure.
You thought you could see something briefly, but you can't pinpoint exactly what it is. To you, still, Maxwell just looks like Maxwell, even though you've seen him angry. Even his anger has always been even-tempered, even though he has put Scott through a wall a few times.
Even-tempered.
Even-tempered for Maxwell. There's no actual expression on his face that you can really, really see. You thought you saw something, but now you can't really see it. And he just nods his head. Yeah, Saint. Well, if he's involved, then Your information is probably sound. I would trust this source. Comes in handy. But no.
I mean, so far they haven't led me astray other than going to that club the other night.
Well, not all of their decisions are winners. But, no.
Hey, come on. Wasn't terrible.
I do believe he was referring to Saint, not Scott in this case.
Anyways.
Wait.
Yes.
So we have a mystery drug that incorporates what? Spirits and something from the dreaming. And we also have multiple leads leading to various institutions of the nightlife. And now vampires are involved.
Well, it looks like
To the
that's
extent of
the
my
case.
knowledge, the vampires are simply cultivating the plant. They are not necessarily involved. They are simply doing what vampires do, apparently.
Okay, so the plant is needed for the drug, right?
Yes.
And they're cultivating the plant somehow? Or doing something with it?
Yes, but that can simply be, they have a grove of it in the dreaming, maybe. I don't know. I
Okay.
have very little detail on how it's actually cultivated, so...
Ergo, if they're involved in the plant, they are indirectly involved with the drug, meaning I will approach them as such.
I also have
Sounds
a
like a plan.
suspicion that, based off of the effects of the drug and the poor reaction my system had to it, that this unicorn poops thing might be related, might possibly be the name of it.
Unicorn poops.
Did you
It's
not
on the
hear
radio.
Yeah, did you not hear the radio advertisement 10, 15 minutes ago?
No, I don't think I listen to the same channels as you three.
Their
To be
radio.
fair. Hey, excuse you, I only had NPR. If they manage to advertise NPR, I'm pretty sure it means... I don't know what that means, actually. Henry, what does that mean?
Henry is still kind of shook from earlier and just is staring out the window. You know, my last husband went through my bedroom door with an axe that one time. And we just watch as he's dressed like Sheryl Crow with a big cigarette and is just very much looking out, taking a big huff. He has on the long stockings, but like the high shorts and the crop top and the long blonde wig with all of the bohemian jewelry and a guitar. And it's just, I'm just, waiting for a good man to tell me where I should go next.
What is with your mannequin and being so melodramatic?
Listen. Henry, for all their eccentricities, I don't know how to pronounce the word, is a loyal, good friend that I have not threatened as much as Finch. I will put that on the record right now. And I do apologize, and they make sure to look over and say that, actually, sincerely. Do apologize for that.
You start hearing Henry start singing If It Makes You Happy by Sheryl Crow as you're trying to explain this.
I suggest we leave them to their mourning.
Hold on. And they just... Here, give me a second to get some rope and what I know will work for them. And whatever you do, when I'm about to bring out, you don't touch it and we don't ask questions, alright? Scott? Kieran? We good?
Got it.
I can't promise I won't ask questions, but I can promise I won't touch it.
Ask questions when we leave. And Nix goes to the kitchen for a minute. And leaves the lawyer with the other two.
Okay.
Other than the information I had there, sir, do you have anything else to add to that? It'll be nice to have any additional information to throw at this.
Well, I had to leave. You guys have been in an apartment for I don't know how long, so I decided to. I have a confidant that might know a few things.
Okay.
Or, give me a second.
They have a name or an alias that we can refer to them by?
Actually,
And
yes.
Ira has like pulled out their notebook and is actively taking notes.
It's in, he flips through his book. Let me see. Carry the, yes. It's an officer, or rather, it's a detective. Detective Vincent Bond, I believe, or I could be wrong.
Is that the officer that arrested Scott?
I believe so.
No, that was Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, my mistake. Vincent Bond is the friend to
Yes, he's the MMA fighter.
Ryan McGee, and look, as he kind of edits his notes, it seems he might know a few things, and apparently he's associated with Scott.
No.
Is that the same Vincent that was at the club the other night?
Yeah.
The one who's dead?
Possibly.
We
dead.
don't know he's dead, right? He's just missing.
Well, I mean...
But Ryan,
Yeah.
you don't want... Oh, man.
Why don't we want Ryan?
I can't deal with that guy, okay?
What did you do?
Wait, oh.
What else did you do other than get arrested and break
No!
2 bottles and try to threaten him and the other officer with?
It's just a thing between us, okay? It's just a thing. We've never gotten along, and it's no good.
Your
Sounds to me like you have an issue with authority, sir.
That's true, but this is a particular kind of authority that I have an issue with. He and I, look, he's got a grudge against me, okay? He's got a grudge. What all
criminals say about cops that arrest them?
You don't understand, cat boy, okay? This is this is a special kind of grudge,
Oh, all right.
What did you
just
call
saying.
me?
It's no good between us, right? It's bad blood. That's what it is.
Kira, can you roll me a dice?
Yes, I can.
Scott, you can continue. Maxwell just goes, Mr. Travers, whatever your prior association with Mr. Detective
Ooh, that is a big failure.
McGee.
That is almost a critical.
Is none of our concern unless it's a detriment to information gathering. As you understand, your club was also involved with the prior events, and also you allowed said drug deal to happen at your club under your watch. So I would behave and do everything in your power and use every connection in your power to solve this.
Maxwell, I realize you don't understand human relationships. It's beyond you. The only thing you understand is hitting people with your briefcase and
Scott, it's time to shut up now.
I just look, Officer McGee and I, you're good. It's not the right detective for me. Okay, oh God.
It's time to shut up now.
Look, I'm just trying to warn you. It isn't going to go well.
Then you can sit in the car like a good boy.
Oh, God, I hate sitting in the car.
We watch as it's like the cat boy that Scott said echoes in the back of Kira's mind, and we just hear a voice kind of echo, and it starts off weird.
Oh, here it is. Kira boy. Kira baby. Let me out.
What? No. You don't exist. You are a figment of my imagination.
I am definitely not a figure of your fucking imagination. In fact, I'm getting mad with you, getting called a fucking cat boy. Come on, just let me do it. Let me do it just this once. Come on, I won't fuck up like last time. Come on, just let me do it.
Last time, I ended up with a permanent reminder of why I am called a cat boy.
Come on. I'm just gonna fuck with him just a little bit. Come on, let's do it for old time's sake. Come on. You know you want to. Let me have this, Kira. Come on, be fun. Give him a fucking fright, Kira.
Fine.
Give me 1 second. I got this for you. We watch as Kira's eyes turn black for a brief moment. And I gotta roll something.
Prepare to say goodbye to those Nico kneecaps.
Scott, I need you to roll for me. Resolve and composer difficulty of 4.
Okay.
Oh.
It's no good.
Oh, that's basically it.
Paradoxal failure.
Ooh, baby, how
Yeah.
much paradox do you have?
6,
Yeah,
as far
go
as I
ahead
know.
and roll those 6 die for me.
Okay.
Oh, warning, kids, this is about to get ugly for Scott.
This is about to get spicy.
I got 1 there.
Lucky for Scott, only 1 decided to pop off, being generous. Normally in this situation, it'd be the failures. I should have asked if he's taking failures or successes, but because I'm being I'm being nice. But I don't think Kira's side wanted to be nice, so I guess I'll
not
take
at
the
all.
failures. Scott, as you sit there and
Here it comes.
that cat boy, you're trying to explain about like your current situation and how you just hate everything. That blue flame on your arm
Oh no.
burst into flames.
Oh
And
God!
burn all incredibly part of your body, and you feel as if you're being pulled into hell itself.
Ah!
And these screams echo. You can hear the worst sounds from hell being echoed from you. As you sit there and you tremble and you fall around trying to put yourself out, you just hear in your back of your mind, "Don't fucking call us a cat boy, especially since I know your fucking secret, you bitch ass baby back fuck." God, I can't even do insults anymore because that fuck has me on a leash, but don't you worry. I'll be on your ass like white on rice. Next time I'm gonna be on your. Wait a minute, I got it for you. So you want me to be a cowboy? Wait, I got it. Just wait here. Next time, you tell me that I'm a cowboy, it's gonna be your fucking Nico kneecaps. You baby back bitch.
Okay, man. Okay.
Good boy, Scott. And you watch as Kira pats you on the head. Scott, you lose a actually, this would be 2 lethal willpower from this.
Oh, God.
You look up and you realize that he hasn't. Aren't actually on fire. Nyx, you just hear screaming and Scott raving around. Maxwell is just, Mr. Travers, please put yourself together. And the camera watches as Kira's eyes go back to being the regular color. Ethereal extra cattail disappears, and a slight tooth also disappears, a slight sharp tooth, as we see Kira revert back to his regular form. Scott, you're shook.
Yeah. Max, look, man, just drag me through fucking hell. Just, it's looking around for the fire and everything. I was on fire. It was hell. You've got problems. You've got real problems, Kieran. You got problems, man. You need to get help. Fuck.
I've got all the help I need.
Mr.
No.
Travers.
No, you got some stuff in there, man.
Mr. Travers, if anyone needs help, it is you right now. What is this? We do not have time for your dramatics, Mr. Travers.
Oh, God.
Now.
If you could see the things I saw. I was in hell, man.
I don't care about your personal situation or your substance abuse issue. Please, Mr. Travers, go see the detective and sober yourself at least, if you don't mind, or else you will be dealing with me later.
It's a good idea. And he's gonna get to his feet and go to the fridge for another beer.
Don't get a beer, Mr. Travers, and go put some pants on and a shirt and shoes. Marigold. Was it Kira Marigold?
Yes, sir.
Please try to keep that one as straight and on the narrow as possible. I'll be taking my leave because I have a few cases I have to work on.
I'll make sure to put them on a very tight leash.
Thank you. Mix Savant, it's lovely seeing you again.
Preferably, it'll be in better circumstances next time.
Right.
And Nyx is holding rope and ice cream.
I'm not going to ask any more questions. I am going back to the office.
I'll contact you if I learn anything.
Thank you. And he abruptly makes his leave. The three of you
Did I miss something?
As in the air you see 3 business cards, all of it for the detective, float and land in your hands.
Neat trick.
Yeah, semi-gloss. Man, they must have paid him well at the police department.
Detectives tend to earn a better paycheck.
Henry! You can either keep up the melodramatics, or you can dig into the Cherry Garcia. Your choice.
Harry doesn't say anything.
I think they're having a moment.
At this moment, he's just looking at Scott and just zeroing in on something. Well, Savant, we have to go to We have to meet with the detective, apparently. We should do that. He just takes the Cherry Garcia.
I know just the place.
I'll schedule the appointment.
The Neon Drip. Have them meet us there.
Okay. So
Scott's gonna put back on his leathers and everything, and he's like, "I need to go pick up my weapons."
No. You're
Yes.
going to go with us.
No. You don't want me unarmed, all right? I'm going to have to reach for another bottle and make a weapon out of that.
But do we also want to leave you alone for more than 30 seconds?
Oh, you can go with
I
me. It's
promised
just a quick
Maxwell.
stop on the way.
I promised Maxwell to keep you on a very tight leash.
Hey, I heard what you said. I'm just saying.
No. Weapons.
Where are your weapons?
Oh God, they're back at my club.
You kept weapons of assumedly mass destruction and/or fatality or brutality in
Yeah.
a club.
Well,
Wait, he has nuclear weapons?
I mean, it kind of went with the theme, explosive.
we watch as the camera
No.
pan away to Kira just saying no. We zoom around down the street, city streets. The clock on the main street kind of turns. It's been a few hours, and we see Scott, Kira, and Nyx walk into Scott's club, which has been closed down.
It's
None of the
been
workers
closed.
are in there.
It's not boarded up. Yeah.
It's not necessarily boarded up, but there is a memorial for two people outside. And we watch as the camera pans up into the office where Scott is gathering his weapons. Kira is admonishing him, and Nyx is applying makeup.
Kira isn't just admonishing him. Anything that has a magazine or requires ammunition, he is holding on to that. Kira is not letting Scott have a loaded firearm.
Yeah.
There's not much he can do about knives and blades, but Scott
No.
doesn't get any ammunition.
We see a
No.
montage of these three going back and forth. It looks like something out of King of the Hill opening, and it speeds fast forwarding over to the Neon Drip.
Scooby-Doo sequences of people running, all three of them run into one door and then two come out of one, what are those called? Hanna-Barbera chase sequences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
As the scene stops, we see the Neon Drip. It's a club like no other. It's in the Ritzy Hotel in Norfolk. It's on the top floor this time, where before we see a memorial for the old Neon Drip 2 blocks away from it. We look up and we see multiple folks vibing out on the first floor. A lot of people kind of on the patio. They're drinking, smoking, doing a lot of stuff out in the open, but they're doing it to the capacity where the police won't really fuck with them. They're keeping it PG. The real stuff happens on the top floor here. Nyx, it's not too hard for you to get in. You have connections. Scott, you kind of have connections, but Kira, you're the only one that the guards kind of look on and the bouncers look over and they kind of point. Who's the twink? Who brought the twink here?
Put them, dude.
My assistant for the evening, an intern.
Why is the high schooler here? Better question.
I am not a high schooler.
He just looks very young. He's an intern. Was coming down here. There was a program. I get to look good in some press and also get a good stipend from it. And I thought I'd show him the ropes, take him out for a night out before we start working.
All right, let me see some ID.
Stop hassling him. He's with us.
They look you up and down.
You know who I
Kira,
am.
that one's not with me.
Oh. Kira, do you show them your ID?
Yeah, I was gonna say, they would go to pull out their ID, and the picture was taken a couple of years ago, but it's still a valid driver's license. They put on a little bit of weight, but not much. They're still very, very thin. But the picture, like the face, is obviously them still.
They look at the ID, look at you. Hey, name looks familiar. You wouldn't happen to be related to a Russell Marigold, would you?
So, Dad?
Dad? Wait. Hometown Rumble? Russell? Rumble in the Woods, Russell?
I don't know him by any of those names, but Russell Marigold is my father.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I know that Russell. Me and Russell, we go way back, and you just hear the other bouncer. Oh, hey, none of that. Don't be inappropriate about. All right, you know what? We'll let you in. We'll let you in. And then
Thank you.
Look at Scott. I don't know about your friend though. I don't like your friend.
I don't like you either.
He ain't with me either. Kira would also make sure to have pulled out their wallet and tipped the two bouncers a couple of bucks. I mean, it wouldn't be too much. They don't carry a lot of cash. Most of their transactions are done, online and stuff like that. But they carry probably $20 with them.
Okay. And look at you, Scott. And then finally, before they can say anything else,
He's irritated.
we see an African American male wearing what looks to be like a trench coat and a wide brim hat. He takes it off.
I'm pretty sure I know who this is.
And kind of brushes himself off. He lays it out with one of the bouncers. Oh, boys, can you please stop being so dramatic? I know these three, and I know that one. That one's Scott Travers.
That's right. Nice coat.
Yeah, the failure club owner from down the street. You know that incident.
Oh. Fuck you.
Oh, that dude. Oh. Yo. Don't you got a club to run? No, apparently he doesn't.
Just on hiatus, right? We're just on hiatus while a little matter of, small importance gets resolved. That's all.
That's what they're calling it.
Renovating. That's all. That's renovations.
Renovations. I like it.
For the event.
That's right.
So you look at him closer. Actually, if I could, Scott, for you, this would be intelligence and streetwise.
Okay.
For you, Nyx, this would be either intelligence and craft or intelligence and fame. You can use your fame with this. Difficulty for you, Nyx, it would be difficulty 2. For you, Scott, to be difficulty 3.
That paradox is killing me.
Oof.
Alright. Don't worry, Nick has got this.
Yay!
Oh no, so well, but we got it.
So, for Nyx, we get a very solid
Success.
You recognize this individual as Xavier Porter, also known as the man with the golden needle. He used to run the Golden Needle. It was a clothing boutique, fashion everything. When it comes to Xavier original, in fact, you even have one in the back of your closet. Now that you look at him, he basically runs the fashion market, even ahead of Finch. Looking at him, he looks a lot more dashing in person than the pictures show him. For you, Scott.
Nix is shooketh.
I mean, I'm not surprised that Scott has no idea who he is.
No, but I need you. First, tell me, success or failure?
We'll go with failure.
Failure. Roll for me your paradox. Roll those paradox die.
Okay. Okay, 3.
3. You can go ahead and since I've kind of bursted all of them, after this you can go ahead and remove all of those paradox off of you because you've been bashed a lot.
Yeah.
With this, not only do you not recognize who this is, but you kind of make an ass of yourself trying to one up and talk this man and tell him about himself. We'll see the consequences of that. But first, you show me how you try to do this.
Okay, so he's like, look, you don't wear your jealousy well as that coat. You know, like I know that I'm a rival club owner here and everything, and I may be taking your customers away, but you know that's the game. That's the game, and you know, my star's rising, yours is falling. This is just the way it happens.
Oh, look at this white boy. He's funny. No, see, let me tell you something. While my club was actually in renovations, we were doing charity work and allowing you to put up your measly little fucking club on our dime. Or didn't your boss tell you that?
No. I'm pretty sure you're mistaken about that. No, I came here and put down, you know, anchored roots here, and I fought for a place in this city. I wasn't handed anything by you.
You don't think
That's
I don't know
right.
you? I know you're Thanatos' boss. Came to me begging not to open my club the same day as your little measly thing. So I pushed my renovations back. Besides, I had a fashion line anyways I had to deal with. Yeah, that hurt your pride now hearing that, and that's another superficial willpower damage right there, buddy.
Okay, it's fine. I can take it.
Well, I know you know who I am, but I don't think the other two, maybe not you, seeing as you're trying to talk your shit, but I'm Xavier Porter. I run this club. Nice to meet you all.
Good evening, sir.
I know you, Nick.
Pleasure just.
No, I've seen your designs.
I can't tell whether that is a good thing or bad thing, depending on what comes out next.
Oh, it's a great thing. Love them. Kind of early stuff. Love the early stuff. Can't wait to see what you do in a future career. Actually, he kind of stares at you. I don't know who you are. That's you remember Rumble Russell? Rumble Russell. Oh.
That's my dad.
He has kids?
I'm the only one.
Not surprised. How you doing?
Kind of. He's doing all right. I mean, Mom's still kind of hard on him. It's not even kind of, pretty hard.
Oh no, I know. Well, I'm just think of me as like your uncle, if you want to put it that way.
Works for me.
Yeah. You can call me Uncle X, Uncle Xavier. Yeah, either fine. I don't know, your mom might get pissed off, but she's been pissed off before. And you, Travers. I'm a real club owner. That's all you got to know. Anyways, what brings you guys here?
We were supposed to be meeting with mutual acquaintance,
Ooh.
detective. Oh, and he starts flipping through his notes and finally gets to the page that's still got the card stuck in it. And
Ryan McGee.
yeah,
Oh,
Ryan McGee.
Fuck.
Ryan. Yeah.
Mr.
Regular.
Maxwell advised to speak to him.
Oh shit. Must be very important. Oh. Oh. Let me guess. You guys are the whole. He kind of looks around. Or magically Harry Potter. Ooh, can you say Harry Potter? I don't know. Is that a thing? Is that
Close
allowed?
enough.
It's not gonna be inaccurate in some cases. I mean, I know House Verditas is not gonna be too happy with it, but you know what? Close enough.
Got it. So, anyways,
The house and their fancy titles and bullshit.
yeah. Run into different types, different strokes. Yeah, come on up. I'll show you in. He kind of
Thank you.
walks in, and you see that everything about this part of the Neon Drip is spacey. It's very much neon. There's a lot of Christian imagery mixed with cyberpunk, mixed with a lot of space theme. You you see a little bit.
Unlike how Kira was in Scott's Club, where they were just kind of like, I'm here because my friends. Kira's just kind of like, ooh, at the cyberpunk and stuff, because
Yeah.
they're very much a sci-fi nerd.
For you, Nyx and Kira, this is a very, very, very big difference between Scott's Club. A lot more decorations, a lot more thought put into it. It's not as grungy. You don't see a hole in the wall in one of the bathrooms. Stuff like that.
I didn't put that there. I mean, looks cool, but I didn't put that there.
And he leads you upstairs. Anyways, I hope you three have a wonderful time. Sorry, this is just a slow night for us. Slow night being that it's packed, but it's not wall-to-wall packed. It's more of a vibe. It feels like a large kickback than it does like a club partying. But he leads you over to a booth where someone is sitting.
Scott's gonna hang back, cross his arms, like he's gonna be on the perimeter, but like he's gonna be within earshot, but he doesn't really want to participate in this interaction.
The minute they hang back, Nick just grabs him by the ear and is just like pulling the with.
Oh fuck!
Nope.
Oh,
You are not being left alone.
oh, you don't want me part of this right now.
I
Every time
want you.
we have left you alone, you have done something stupid.
Oh God, you don't want me part of this interaction. It's
You
not
will
gonna
be
go
fine.
well.
Just
You don't-
sit there.
You don't
and
know
be
the history I
quiet.
have with this guy.
Okay. Scott, how about this? If you behave, I will get you a thing of ice cream on the way back.
Ooh, ice cream sounds good.
All right.
I just need you to
As long as
sit.
it's something metal like Death by Chocolate or something.
You know what? I will get you the fucking triple heart attack special. I just need you to sit your little Lars wannabe ass down and not
Okay.
make an ass of yourself, okay? Can you do that?
Fine.
I want to hear the words. Yes, I can do that. Ice cream's on the line.
Yes, I can do that.
There we go. Good boy. And they just kind of like pat Scott on the head with the fan.
As you go
Does Scott
in,
flinch away at the fan?
it looks like it, but as you three walk in, the music changes. Before there was a lot of cosmic themes to this. Now you go into a room where there's a lot more neon blue. You see a few people sitting down. They're drinking on what looks to be like a hot toddy, but the fire is blue, and not just like from the burner. The whole flame is blue on top of this drink, and you just see people kind of jovially drinking this. Nyx, if you want to, you can give me intelligence and occult, or intelligence and craft, or anything focusing on iconography, and it would be a difficulty of 3.
So I have, especially in occult, I can give you that.
Yeah.
I can not promise anything good, but I can do it.
Scott, wits and actually no, this would be resolve and awareness difficulty of 3 for you.
Okay.
Thirst has definitely chosen violence.
Problem. I can't fix that.
Difficulty
No.
3, right?
Yeah.
Do you want Kira to make this roll as well?
Got it.
Kira probably wouldn't know what this is. So,
Okay.
for you, Scott,
Success.
now that you look at the iconography and you look at some of the designs, and you see a blue flame at the table where the individual known to be Ryan is sitting there.
Yeah.
That blue
Yes.
flame reminds you of the symbol burnt onto your arm.
Yes.
This is hard to
Yes.
miss.
Yes.
Nyx, pass or fail?
You know what? We'll go fails, because why not?
Roll your paradox die.
Roger, Roger. Oh,
Roger,
come
Roger.
on.
Okay, fail.
That's good.
All right.
It's good and bad.
Good and bad. Nyx, you
Yeah.
try your hardest to recognize it. You think you remember it, but as you're doing this, you knock over. You kind of trip as you're kind of the lead in this group. You trip over and you knock a woman's drink over, and you end up burning your jacket sleeve, but also spilling this fiery drink on the poor lady. And it's a very frantic scene, but one of the bartenders come over around and start spraying you both with a fire extinguisher, and it ruins their outfit.
They just silently dig into their wallet, pull out like at least 320s, give it to the lady, and they just point with the fan to Scott. Not a word.
And as you point that fan, that crackle, that flame kind of ignites again, and the bartender lady has to like put you and the lady both out once more time. But
Proceed
Not gonna say
and
anything.
get this over with.
Not gonna say anything. I'm gonna just be quiet. And they slip another 20 to the lady. They've now gotten hosed twice with a fire
Yeah.
extinguisher.
I will say this is a superficial damage. You kind of got slightly singed, but it doesn't not a real bad burn. But it's very embarrassing as you just try to walk in here casually over to the table, and you've already caused this much commotion.
You know what? Grand entrance. Let's go for it.
But you do find the table, and it's easy to find Ryan. Hasn't changed much. He looks like a detective, shirt and tie, vest. You see his badge is around his neck, and he's sipping on a blue drink like everyone else, like the other agents. Next, you are allowed to remove a paradox because you chose failure, and that's what ignited that failure.
Well, hey, at least we got some good out of it.
Yeah.
Having kind of taken the lead between not wanting Scott to be the first person and Nyx bumping in and stumbling. And Kira would, politely introduce themselves to the detective. Good evening, detective. My name is Kira Marigold. We were told to speak to you by a Mr. Maxwell.
Oh, right. So, I'm Officer. You know what? Don't need to be that formal. Just call me Ryan. So, you checking up on the whole drug dealing thing we've been dealing with.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how it ended up in the club the other night, and track it down just a little bit better.
It's been popping up the last few months, maybe last year or so. It's been difficult. Now, normally we can deal with narcotics, but that's of the mundane sort of deal. This is a little above the pay grade, and also, you don't want a bunch of sleepers looking into this stuff. It's pretty powerful and pretty potent.
From the information I have, that is an accurate statement. And as Kira says that, they actually rip out a page of their notebook where they've written down all of the information they have and would pass it to Ryan, knowing the somewhat sensitive nature of their information transaction. And it's also easier than them trying to explain it.
So, let me see. Fairy weed from the dreaming. Not my sort of wheelhouse there. If you want to explain.
I wouldn't necessarily call it marijuana. It's more potent.
More potent. And you said fetters, I'm guessing ghosts. There's ghosts in the...
Yes.
Right.
They're at the very least spiritually attached to a spirit. We have yet to get a large enough sample size to determine whether it's the same spirit yet.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm just amazed someone even got a sample, because every time you try to get one or try to get a blood sample from someone who's taken it, stuff seems to disappear.
I've taken
in
it.
Seconds. Oh, yeah. It has a weird effect on supernaturals, mainly us and sleepers.
So I've noticed. Us and sleepers. A question for later. Do you know anything about the Dirty Vipers vampire gang?
Territory. Not my wheelhouse dealing, or they got like diplomatic immunity on their section. They protect their own. If they do call us, quietly do whatever the situation is, and they don't come on our side to mess with things. I don't go on their side and mess with things.
Very much an understood, we don't touch you, you don't touch us situation.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
The information I've gathered says that they are possibly either cultivating this plant or assisting in the distribution of this drug.
That's interesting.
Yes. I currently have a meeting scheduled with them.
Oh. That's
To
interesting.
discuss the information we have.
Now, how'd you chop that? Because it's kind of impossible getting a meeting with them. They come to you, you don't necessarily come to them, so...
And I see no reason not to trust you with that information. My friend, Saint, happens to have some connections with them apparently, and was able to schedule some form of a meeting at their bathhouse.
Saint. He kind of scratches his head. Takes a sip of his
Princess Coco, I think, was their previous name.
No. I recognize the name. Wait. Describe Saint. Sounds familiar.
All African American drag queen from the. I mean, it's hard to be super specific with it.
African-American dragon.
And with that, Kira would actually like pull out their phone and start trying to see if they happen to have just a picture of Saint in there.
That would be intelligence technology difficulty of 5.
I can theoretically make this.
Yeah. Nyx, you're able to return after you've been sprayed down. You've kind of cleaned yourself up, touched up the makeup. The woman didn't really accept your money. It was more like she accepted an apology. It was an accident. She's a lot nicer than you would expect it. It was also kind of probably the traumatic being burned for a few seconds, but she got over it. And it's that embarrassing moment when you just want that person that caused the accident just to go away, but she's just trying to be polite about it.
Yeah. While they are freshening up, they're also going to do magic.
Okay.
But I'll wait for Kieran's thing to finish up first.
Okay. What about you, Kira? What you get?
That was a failure. It was 3 successes, but not the 5 we were looking for.
Failure.
Yeah, you go through your phone and you try to scramble for a picture of Saint. You scroll through there, and even the ones that you've tried taking of Saint is very blurry. Or he disappears in a lot of the photos. You don't have anything, a straight photo of them, which is weird. How did you think about it?
Very weird, but also not necessarily unheard of.
Yeah.
Especially in our realm. I don't know. I'm bad at describing people. You have to forgive me.
Right. Name just sound familiar, but don't know who that is, but they seem to got connections. So Saint.
Since you're having a difficult time talking to them about it, would you like me to convey any information that I gather back to you?
Oh, listen, I don't even. Let's be honest. As long as it's not, just get me the information of, if it's them, cool. We'll discuss it, put a meeting up about it, what have you. But if it's not them, or they might know who it might be, it's more of a containment sort of thing. Can't let this get out. Too many people, too many mages have burst into confetti or other weird shit, and the sleepers have been mutated, if you want to call it that.
Mutated. I haven't heard about that one. And Kira flips to a new page and writes down mutated and big question mark and circles it a couple of times.
I don't know if mutated or what is that movie? 30 day. The next 30 days. The next day.
28 days later.
Yeah, that movie. They kind of go all that after a while.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Kira just like their face goes a little pale, remembering that they've taken this thing.
Now for us, I mean, with us it does a little screwy stuff, but sleepers, it acts like a regular drug, but then it isn't after a while. You just want to get off the streets quickly as possible.
Does it have something to do with this unicorn poops thing? I don't know. I heard an ad about it, and the
Oh,
side effects and shit sounded familiar.
Unicorn poops thing. Shit, I don't know, kid. I don't pay attention to much stuff. I think that's like one of those new BetterHelp sort of things. Listen, newfangled thing. I haven't been to therapy. I don't know how long, so I don't know what that is. Also, quick question: how long is he gonna stand over there and hover? And the camera pans over to Scott, awkwardly in the middle of the room, standing behind them like a shadow of his former self.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was told to keep them on a short leash, but they also believed the interaction would not go very well should they sit down at the table with us.
Oh. Yeah, he's a fuck up.
I've noticed.
Yeah. He used to be my fuck up. We used to be buddies.
He's mine now, apparently. Maxwell gave him to me.
Oh. Good luck with that.
Do you have any tricks on training the dog?
I got one. The camera watches as he blows a blue flame.
Fuck.
Yeah. Got it. Hey, you can teach an
Fuck.
old dog new tricks.
Fuck.
Oh, so he has a shock collar.
You can call it that.
You're gonna have to teach me that one. I might need it.
It's a pretty easy one.
No, you don't need it. All right. It's the only trick
Look,
for him.
Even the dress designer is more physically fit than I am.
Okay, but I haven't
If I need to
attacked
stop
you
you
yet.
from-
Okay.
Yet.
Well,
I
last
watched
time
them
we
attack a
had an
door.
interaction, okay, you were the one who sent me to hell, okay? So
I don't
of
know
the two
what
of
you're
us,
talking about. I
yeah,
made
I'm
an
sure you
innocent
don't,
comment.
right? You know, you don't know what I'm talking about, but I was the one sitting there burning in hell with voices all around me, okay?
Oh.
So
no.
don't act like you're harmless.
Gentlemen,
So,
I think that's something to be hashed out later.
Scott just crosses his arms and is just like, no.
we have a flashback to Nyx. It seems like time rewinds itself as we see Nyx. What were you doing while these three were hashing it out?
These, technically, it's really only two. I'm betting this officer is just watching this with a probably just like the same look of someone watching a car crash. But Nyx has taken a pair of like cheap sunglasses they got, poked out the lenses, and not wrote, but they took fishing line and they're making kind of like a geometric design with all these knots and all of that. And they are using them to look around with Prime 1 just to see what sort of magic is going on here. Knowing this place in this city, some kind of magic is going on, and knowing who is magical in the room and who isn't is the first step to not getting stabbed in the ass.
Okay. That's just difficulty of 1.
Alright, Prime
If you're just seeing the prime, if you're seeing like aura, it'll go up by 2. But if you're just trying to see like prime, what's magical, what's not magical, 1.
Now, they're not looking into aura until they find something that they specifically want to look into. For right now, it's just, hey, who's fucking up with some magic here?
Yeah, go ahead and make that roll.
We lost. We still got 3 paradox. Okay. Don't worry, guys. This is fine. It almost wasn't fine, but we got it.
Yeah, no, you got it. It is barely, but it's definitely a
Success.
So you get it, and you can see immediately that Ryan has some magic in him, and also around him, and his drink. His drink is even magical, and all the drinks in there are magical, especially at the flame tip. You see that mostly sleepers are here. What you do see of maybe who might be mages is about a couple of you sprinkled around here. You get a look of Prime coming off of Ryan, but you see something else vague. It's almost translucent between Scott and Ryan. It's a light blue, almost like a chain around Scott, and Ryan's holding it. But it's faint. It's kind of like looking through sapphire flame. You know it's there, but it's hard to see it.
Play. Blue flames, blue flames, blue flame. They spend a little bit more time now. They're reworking the knot through something else while the others are settling their stuff.
So, yeah, you can there's a caller in him, a trigger word, or like a kill switch if you need it, kid.
I don't think I'll need to kill him, but being able to use the proverbial down boy would be useful.
Yeah. The music is a little bit lighter.
Gives Kieran the finger.
And then he starts flipping through the book and starts tapping on a few things. Nothing like that. Yeah, much better. He submits that number. Those blue flames are still there. There's like another haziness to it as he leans forward. The glass around you starts to circle around the four of you sitting there, and it froths itself. It kind of creates a sensor where no one can see from the inside, but you guys can see from the outside. And he leans forward to you, Kira. You should watch out for Scotty boy there. He has a tendency of screwing you over and leaving you high and dry, and even bleeding you out dry.
I've noticed.
Hmm.
Sadly, I've entered into at least a minor business deal with the next. They require me for something, and apparently they require Scott for something too. So,
Well, I'll tell you this: the faster you finish your business, the faster you get rid of him, the better. I should know.
well, that's the game plan.
Hell, Vincent knows, right?
Fuck you, man.
Aw,
Fuck you.
come on, let's talk about great times.
No. You and I, we don't have any more times together, all right? You sitting here all smug in your whatever you do now. I mean, you pretend to be a detective, but we both know better, all right?
I am very
So,
much a detective.
Yeah, well.
Well, one could say you're pretending to be a club owner.
Yeah, well, you're about as much a detective as I am a club owner, so we don't have any good times to talk about, all right?
Cute.
I won't have anything to say to you.
Scott, didn't we ask you to be nice?
I
Yeah,
am
Scott.
being nice. This is me being nice, all right? To this asshole here. No, I don't.
yes.
He has been nothing but kind. I don't know what you're talking about.
he has not. There's nothing nice about this guy, all right? He's talking shit about me and everything else. Like, me and him, we have bad blood, all right? I'm just saying. We
Yeah.
don't get along. We have a bit of history.
You do have bad blood. you were the kind of the one who kind of spilled that blood though. So
No, look. All right, we don't need to go into it, but it's just some history, okay? It's just some history.
so
Let the past in the past.
So for you, you two, if you want to look into it, what's an insight versus Scott's? It's definitely subterfuge, but I can't say it's charisma. Manipulation,
Yeah.
and subterfuge. You guys have that roll off.
Oh God.
Since Nyx is working on a thing, I'll just say that
I
they
forgot the thing.
don't think to do it.
Okay.
That is 3 successes to Scott's 1.
Wait, you don't have any subterfuge, do you, Scott?
No.
And you're bad at manipulating. Oh
Yeah.
boy. So, Kira, you zoom into it very quickly. Scott is bullshitting, and he's definitely hiding something, and he's definitely the cause of whatever this animosity is happening. And it was probably something serious. By the way, he's extra Scotty in this moment.
We're gonna talk about your past.
Like
Oh.
hell we are.
We should talk about it. I know you guys are pressed for time, but old time's sakes. I still gotta go find Vincent though, but you know, me, you, Vincent, and Mike. You know, we should all
Yeah,
have a
don't forget
get-together.
about Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should all have a get together.
Whatever you say, man. You know, whatever you say. Last time I checked in with Vincent, he didn't want anything to do with you either.
We talk more than. It's fine. You haven't been on the newsletter.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
No, I've been trying to stay off the newsletter, but you know, you've always been kind of a bit of a busybody anyway. It's probably why you're a detective. So
Yeah, and you.
can we get at? Can we leave? Do we have to deal with this guy any longer? He's already told you everything he knows. I'm sick of his shit right now.
That's not
quite.
necessarily true.
Yeah.
Can't stand his presence right now. All right. If we don't wrap this up, I'm going to have to do something terrible.
Oh, and if you do something terrible, well, you're first of all forfeiting your ice cream. Second of all, you don't want to see what I can do right now that I know something.
Scott, I need you to give me a willpower roll after saying you might do something terrible.
Okay.
Yeah.
It can't be any worse than what you did to yourself earlier.
That's 4 successes.
4 successes. Luckily for you, you have Iron Will.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes, very luckily for me.
You're kind of shook, but not too bad. But your core is a
Yeah.
little shaken at all ends. Nyx,
Yeah.
Kira, and even
Yeah,
Ryan
he's-
here.
He's trying to hold it together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You thought of yourself big and bad when you came to the city, but you're starting to realize there's bad meets badder.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in over his head with batter. Yeah. It's been all batter since he got here.
Yeah. Well, I do want to let you know that the young woman who was carried out of the nightclub the other night, Lisa Bonds, college girl. We haven't been able to talk to her. Rather, what we've gotten was she doesn't remember much, doesn't want to talk about much, and honestly, can't make her talk. She's on the ODU campus.
It might be worth a conversation with her.
Yeah.
I can definitely say that I don't remember too much during my time on it, so I would be interesting to see how it affected them.
Yeah. I haven't gotten the medical reports. What I did get was something about a Georgian chanting or some shit. I don't know, but that's about as much as I got.
Gregorian?
That's it. I don't know. Listen, I barely know magic. I don't know what the rest of this other foreign shit is.
No magic, huh?
Yeah. I'm kind of a baby.
I'm mildly curious about if you know that this drug is turning sleepers into monsters. Why let this one walk?
She's been
Or are they not a sleeper?
strange case. Can't tell if she is or isn't. Or you try to look into it. Nothing. Brick wall. That one. Can't force someone to stay put. I mean, you can, but abuse of power and yada yada yada, and then hashtags, and I don't want to go through the rigmarole.
I've seen plenty of it. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, so
I've worked with the police before.
you get it. See, someone gets it. You there.
Who you?
Kara,
Which you?
Kira.
Kira.
Yeah. You get it. So, that's why, unfortunately, I got a bunch of other cases and I got a bunch of other stuff popping up. The quicker this can get taken off my back, easier it is in the office. I don't have to keep cleaning up stuff, and no one asks any questions, and we all sleep at night. Some better than others.
A little better.
Yeah.
I will do my best to see it done.
Great. Perfect. Well, that's all I got. So, and he takes a large gulp of this hot toddy, puts it down. Drinks are on me, boys. Kids. People. Persons. I don't know. Your generation. Our generation. Gotta feel
It's
it.
complicated.
Yeah. Anyways, it's on the card. Get what you want. See you around. Especially you there, Scotty.
Fuck you, man.
Before you can go, Nyx finishes fiddling with their sunglasses, and we're gonna cast magic again.
Okay. What are you trying to see?
Boy!
They're not trying to see something; they are gonna try and manipulate something. They've rearranged the knots, and they've actually put in what kind of look like little tiny, maybe like sequins or crystals into the center of them, of the glasses, and put them on.
Okay.
They're going to look right at that connection, and they're going to use forces 2 and prime 1. It resembles blue flames, and they're not sure this will work, but they want to use the light coming from those to just not hurt it, not damage the connection, not break it. They just want to, like, twinge it to see what happens.
Okay.
Like a little pluck.
You want to touch the pretty colors.
If you're just trying to pluck at
We
it,
are...
difficulty of 2. If you're trying to actually pull at it, difficulty 3.
We're not trying to pull at something until we know fully what it is.
Yeah, so
we're just gonna
plucking-
just like a little beep.
Tap? Okay. Difficulty 2.
Alright, so Arte 432. Don't worry, guys. Magic always comes out well, don't we know? Oh no.
Oh yes.
Don't
I'll tell you.
perceive me.
Roll
Perceive me.
roll your 2 dice for me.
Do this. Okay, 2 dice. Oh, so there's the successes.
Yeah. As you're trying to pluck at this, you go to pluck, and the whole table bursts into blue flames. Especially your end, it burns at your hand because this is very hot. You know when you went to Spencer's as a kid and they tell you don't touch the lava lamp?
Oh, yeah.
Well, you touch the lava lamp and it's a lot hotter, and it singes your finger, and it's very, very hot. You might have second-degree burns from this. That's how hot it is. Yeah. You guys watch this at the table. It's like Nyx reached out for something, and then the table, woof. And you see rushing over 2 bartenders with a extinguisher, just trying
Here
to blow
comes the
stuff out.
extinguishers again.
What did you do? God.
Ryan
Oh.
looks,
Touch the lava lamp.
Ryan looks over.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
Grins. Well, this has been eventful, but I gotta go. You go treat that thing. Don't let it fester, and I'll be on my way. He dips out.
Should I be concerned of why you're holding a chain?
No, he's too far gone for him to hear that.
Do one good thing, try to be a good Samaritan, and what do I get? Burned. Literally. Fuck!
But you can
Maybe you
remove the
should
rest
stop
of your
trying to
charge.
light shit on fire!
That was not me attempting to light shit on fire!
Apparently it was. You lit a table on fire again!
Okay, first, the first time was a drink's fault. Second, you, and they pointed to Scott. Scott,
Yeah?
I've had a long night. I'm just gonna save the questions for later, but I'm just gonna say I know between the two of y'all, something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
there is. Yeah. It's not good, is it? Is that what set the table on fire?
I touched the lava lamp. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I told you. I told you. Kieran over here acts like that guy's just completely on the level. He's not. Okay. He's not. Anyways, bartender, I'd like a whiskey. I need
No.
it after listening to that guy for about 30 minutes.
No, do not give him
No,
anything.
I get to have some drink.
You have
Okay.
not earned
No,
something
don't give me
alcohol.
that. I stood here and listened to that shit for like what felt like 3 hours.
And then
Okay,
you
I
started
need-
talking the most shit.
No. You don't even know the history between us, okay? Don't
I
tell
know
me.
you're
alright?
lying and hiding something.
Oh, we're all hiding something, Mr. I've got hell on the brain, okay? Now, bartender, I'd like a whiskey, please.
The bartender
Speaking of hiding things,
Mhm.
we may have another meeting that I'm going to call to the table right now. And y'all two
bartender-
can drink while I take care of business.
Bartender doesn't even say anything. They just are sitting there and they're bandaging up your finger, Nyx.
Thank you.
And it's just in a very, they kind of lean over, and you just hear them go. They tap on something on their neck and they start talking.
So, what was your order again? Hello? Your order? Hello?
Oh. Is he talking to me?
And
The man kind of looks at all 3 of you, taps on the on his neck again.
Hello, your order.
Yeah, whiskey. Please.
How would
Two
you like
shots.
that?
Double shot.
Double shots? Dry?
Yeah.
Or neat?
Yes. Dry.
Dry? Okay, sir. And for the rest of you?
Do you happen to be able to make me a Lynchburg lemonade?
Calculating. Yes.
I would much appreciate it. And it would be pretty obvious to everyone as Kiro writes something down in his notebook and then closes it calmly.
And for you?
Points to you, Nick.
Nothing, just water. I don't think I should be trusting your alcohol right now.
Virgin water coming up.
And he just walks away.
Oh. Ow. Okay. So, what have we learned so far?
Well, one of the victims who survived the club is on a nearby campus. I believe we should go speak with them.
Agreed.
Campus.
Yeah.
No.
Lisa Bonds at ODU, I guess.
No. I have
an important meeting to be at, arranged by a friend of mine, so that meeting will be on the two of you.
And they're like texting on their phone. Am calling someone here right now to make a deal on something. If I don't manage to set myself on fire fucking again.
Well, so long as you're not betting a fiddle of gold against your soul, I think you'll be fine.
Fiddle of gold wouldn't work. Like, you would have to enchant it because gold doesn't vibrate well. Like, I mean, shit, have you ever seen those fuckers that do it with, like, the tin? Have you heard a
Scott's
tin
just gonna start
violin?
laughing.
Nick looks very serious. Like, have you heard, like, violins not made out of wood? Like, they tried to make one out of, like, tin. Oh,
It's a joke.
it's a travesty.
The bartender comes back with your order and just sets it down. Doesn't say anything. Just slides it and walks off.
Scott's
Thank
just
you.
gonna slam that shit down.
Kara, you take a sip of your drink and you realize you didn't tell them how to make yours, but it tastes perfectly, like, down to the details.
That's very impressive for a robot. Makes me feel like I'm in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Anyway.
Robot.
Oh, they're a robot. At least I'm pretty sure they are.
As you say this, your phone vibrates.
Mine?
Nix's.
They check it and they're already dreading that this meeting is going to go off without a hitch. Mm.
Yeah, you.
And is it a text or is it a call?
It's a call.
1 second. Hello?
Hello! Oh my god, Nixie! Hi! Oh my goodness! When I heard from our lovely lady, and she told me that you had my address on hand, I was so ecstatic. Oh my god, Nixie! Hi!
Yeah, yes, I have my dress on hand. Are you at the drip yet?
Oh, yeah, I've been here for a while. Don't mind me. I'm just assisting a friend of mine. We were just joking about this one bitch. Apparently, they set her on fire. And they tried to go and pay
with like a measly regular card instead of a black card for like an Xavier original. Like they set an Xavier original on fire. Like how fucking stupid is that?
Yeah, sounds practically moronic. I have a booth over on the side if you want to come and we can talk business.
Let me
I
see.
know how much you love this dress. Because I know I certainly love it.
I do. Wait a minute. Let me see. I don't see you. Where are you?
They hold up the finger with the bandage on it high up.
Let me see. I'm looking around. I see an ugly dude in leather. I see like a twink, and I see some random bitch in like an old 2018 design, but a bandage. I don't see you.
They just slowly turn to scan the room so anyone looking would see their face. Yes, old design. Haven't finished remodeling it. Just come on, it's been a long night.
To all of you, Nix, you're used to this. You're used to Amberlynn's antics. But to the rest of you, you're not used to this. As you watch, as Amberlynn walks over, the clack of her heels echoing, for some reason, louder than usual. And she's walking in slow motion, her hair blowing in the wind as she just starts flipping her blonde hair. Way too much tan. She's wearing a very tight-fitting silver dress. 4 sizes too small, but apparently she can still slide her way into it. And she's a model walking over towards the three of you.
Don't either of you two even think about it. She's out of your league.
Not my taste.
Scott's just gonna
I'll say.
raise the empty glass and go, "Hey."
And she just looks at you, Scott, and just goes,
Ew.
Fuck.
Good evening,
This
ma'am.
all the time.
Amber, be nice. This is a business associate.
Like a charity event? Because I like charity.
Yes. Yes, actually. I am hosting a charity event for upcoming business owners in the city, and also while I'm doing the thing that we both know I'm doing here.
Mm-hmm.
So you saw them.
Oh, Finchie, yeah. He's in the city.
You don't have to tell me exactly where. I just need to know general location, and then I will promise you the address.
Oh, well, he's been here a few times, but he also went to this one bummy club, like down the street 2 blocks from here.
What's the name of the club?
I don't know. It was the one that was hosting Leather and Lace Night, you know, that fuck up of a club that everyone was talking about going to. I didn't go because I was just like, it's just stupid.
He's just gonna slam his glass down, put his head in his hand.
Funny.
Don't mind him. He's had a long night.
Oh.
All right. I'll write the deal. All right. I'll have the dress packaged. Where do you want me to deliver it?
Let me see. Not the Renaissance, no, that's the basic. The Hilton? Oh, my penthouse in the Hilton.
Alright. I don't have the stuff to put it in temperature control, so you'll need to put it somewhere safe the minute I get it to you. The lacing is from the original works, and you know how that shit like a century ago, like the minute you touch it wrong, it'll start going to shit. Just promise me you'll take care of it.
Nixie,
Please.
it is me. I would never, ever, ever disrespect of modern art parts of American and French and Italian and Chinese and Irish and Scottish and Canadian design. Like, I would never, ever, ever disrespected like this outfit that he's wearing. Ew, is this real leather or is it pleather? And she just fills her jacket, Scott. She's just sitting there.
It's real.
Yeah, it smells like the cow died in this, I guess.
Anyway, dress is yours. I will
It's too
deliver
fucking
tomorrow
bad
night.
because you might look good in leather. Who knows? You know, the world will never find out, apparently.
Oh, Jesus, Mary and Joseph, you did it. You did it.
Leather hasn't been, like, a thing since early 2000s when people had the 90s nostalgia. Like,
Bringing it back.
Scott, the 90s are dead. Leave them be for another 10 years at least.
Yeah, leave them dead like that club down the street.
Too soon? Oh, come on now. That club wasn't that bad. I've been there a couple times.
People died on, like, the best night ever. Like, they couldn't even have a good night on an easy night.
You know, Amber, I do have to get going, but so Finch has been here and they've been at that club. Have they been anywhere else spotted for sure?
Now I think about leather because of, I did see him with a biker.
Oh no. Did the biker have blue hair and potentially lots of scars?
Oh, no, he's bald now, but, well, not really bald. He's, like, cropped his hair down. Like, what, kind of like Channing Tatum in that one movie.
Oh no. His hair. Oh.
He has a blue flame on the back of his jacket. I was like, oh, like, a club here? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh.
And Nix's like face is just on the table. It's just like oh great. Oh, Finch is gonna do something stupid. Oh god. Okay, emergency mode. Amber, thank you so much. The dress will be brought to you immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go probably make at least 5 sets of armor to make sure that I am well equipped enough to make sure Finch doesn't do what I think they're going to do. Or what I think in the vein of what they're going to do.
He's not going to try to make pleather back, right? And looks over at Scott. Oh no. Is he trying to make pleather and spandex come back? Because if he is, Nixie, you gotta stop him.
First, we never talk about the pleather and spandex phase. Nope. You know what happens when he finds out we've been talking about it. You know damn well. Second, spandex on its own is not too bad if done in small moderation and in good taste. And I'm going to make a point of that.
And from his, he's still face palming, but from his face palm, he's going to point to Nyx in like affirmation, like, yeah.
Third, let's just say I think something may have set Finch off in a very, very bad way. And I need to find him to make absolutely sure he doesn't do something drastic.
Right. Well, anyways, it was fun seeing you. I can't wait for the dress. Good luck on the charity work.
Why don't you wear the dress to the charity event? Come on, it'll make a big splash. You get to be one of those beautiful people at a party. Come on.
Yeah.
I figured as much.
She looks at you, Kira.
Oh, you just look adorable. Oh.
And she just gets up and walks away.
Wow. What a piece of work that one is.
You're one to talk.
Hey, now. Come on.
I want you both to know that I just gave up one of my prized possessions just then. One of the best things I ever owned.
Why?
Okay. Little lesson in the order.
Okay.
So you've seen, Scott, mostly you've seen what I can do and what
Yes.
I'm capable of. I
You
want
could be
you to
pretty
imagine.
magnificent. Yeah.
Yes, that is known. I want you
Yeah.
to imagine someone who could make an outfit or armor that you could walk in vogue with for God knows how long, but also like turn the right way and absolutely reduce someone to ash.
Okay.
I want you to imagine what the worst weapon you've got in that little like stash you have, and imagine someone being able to do something like that with a scrunchie. I want you to imagine someone could make crocodile skin, like crocodile leather, worse and more deadly than a crocodile.
Okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. He's got his fingers to his temples.
Kira boy.
It,
Kira baby. She saw us. She saw us, Kira.
Is that why she said, "Oh"?
She definitely. I can see it reflected back in her eyes. She knows something, Kira. She can see us.
I suppose we'll have to have a decent conversation later.
You.
You can't deny you can't deny I exist there, Kira. Someone sees us. Yeah, you can't say I'm just a figment of your imagination anymore.
Have you ever heard of mass hysteria?
But she never met us before, so how would that be mass hysteria there, Kira?
Most of the people who had the dancing plague have never met.
Yeah, but she looked directly at us. She knows.
Well, she didn't say anything, so I still have no reason to believe.
Then you guys watch as Kira does a Kira, starts having a conversation with themselves.
Yeah. Talking to themselves again. There they go. Probably could, communicating with demons. Same demons I saw.
aren't you the one that literally like bled yourself in a bathtub and got pink foam in my bedroom?
Yeah, but that was some good blood ritual right there. That wasn't the hellish demonic voices that this one hears in their head. Like that's just no, it's different.
You are literally primally linked through something that looks like blue flames to someone. Don't talk to me about something being demonic.
Fair. Okay. I'm not quite sure what that is actually, but you're right. You make a fine point. It's yeah. Boy, I really would love to get that thing erased or nullified or broken or any abjured or whatever.
Wait. I mean, someone a little better rhyme, but I could maybe do that.
You can do that? You
Not
can make it go away?
Let me think. Okay. Alright. Who was it? St. Gabriel's Tristis, Ars Potentiae. I mean, in theory.
That would be so awesome.
But we deal with this situation first.
Okay. Got it. Yeah.
And what I have planned would not be permanent. It would be something you would have to like put on.
Hey, any kind of break from that shit would be a blessing. All right? I would owe you one. Seriously.
I mean, you technically already owe me because I'm using my wedding party to save your fucking club.
That's true. I would owe you another one. That's two. Holds up his fingers.
As you two have this moment, Kira, your phone rings.
I, calmly pick it up and... Hello?
Yo, Remember what I told you earlier? Meeting? It's a go.
Yeah. I'm at the Neon Drip. I'll be there. Where am I meeting you?
Oh, why are you at the Neon Drip?
I had to meet with the detective about the drugs. I got a little bit more information on it.
Okay. Just meet me at the Green Bath House, okay?
Roger that. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Saint hangs up.
Well, I can't exactly say it's been fun, but I have a meeting with some vampires I need to get to.
You're meeting
Are
with
you-
vampires.
Yes,
Alone?
I have an ally there. While I meet
Alright,
with
man.
them, go meet with Lisa, and we'll meet up and discuss our findings afterwards.
Alright, can I trust you to be safe while you're doing your vampire bathhouse cruising?
Kira gives them a deadpan just... I've been the safest one here. You went mental and tried to kill your mannequin while they hid in the bathroom. He tried
Thanks.
to fix himself by cutting himself worse. The most I do
Yeah.
is talk to myself.
We watch a montage of each of these points as it repeats itself in varying successions, and we come back to this scene.
I should be asking you whether or not you're going to murder our witness.
You know
Especially
what?
with him.
You know what? You win on that one? Yes.
Nah, should be
I will
safe as
be as-
houses. All right, should be fine.
I will be
I'm here
as
to
safe
protect
as I
her.
can be. That is all I can promise.
You might wish you had me to protect you. I mean,
Just
you
if you hear
you
someone,
weren't. You weren't there when
That is a fate worse than death.
when Nix and I took apart those robots in spectacular fashion.
and you ended up setting part of my design on fire.
And your apartment.
Oh, okay. I
Forget
mean,
the apartment. The design is more important.
minor detail. I thought maybe it was an improvement. Obviously, opinions differ, But I'm not the the person here who's famous for fashion, so I will yield to your judgment. But
You were the kind of person that would do cooking and end up getting like char on a meat that's not meant to be charred and say it adds extra seasoning, aren't you?
I mean, sometimes a little bit of charcoal does add a little extra seasoning. I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
We get a flashback.
And
of,
while they're talking, Kira just stands up and starts walking out.
yeah, we do get a flashback of Scott making cereal, just bowl of cereal and milk, and the cereal catching on fire, and then we cut back to the three of you.
As Kira leaves, Nix just yells at him, if you hear someone tapping their foot, don't do it.
Laters.
And the camera pans as Kira is walking off, panning over to the expression that Kira makes after hearing that.
It is just one of how dumb do you think I am? But also a slight little bit of amusement from it.
We then fast forward over to the bathhouse. It's immaculate. It's green. There's a lot of neon greens in certain places, but for the most part, there's an underground well that's been dug out and refurbished to make a mixture of Greco-Roman architecture, but a lot of Afrocentric decor, designs, and aesthetics going along with it. You see a lot of buff dudes in towels.
They kind of look between them, look at themselves, look at the strong guys, look at themselves. And it's a lot of oh, I wish I had a body like that. but they compose themselves as best they can, and they try to look around and see if they find Saint.
It doesn't take you too long. You see Saint sitting on what looks to be like a throne recliner, and he's being pampered by like 12 individuals, 12 dudes, 2 of which are fanning, someone's doing his nails, someone has a drink, another person is doing foot care. Satan's being pampered. And sitting just in a towel and a crown on his head and sipping on a drink.
Knowing the general rules of a bathhouse, Kira would, before, actively going in, try and find a changing room and put themselves in a damn towel.
Yeah, it's simple enough for you. You quickly go ahead, put everything away. You realize that the lockers, once you put your stuff in, they kind of magically seal themselves, and what sticks out is not really a key, but what looks to be like a stamp that you put onto one of the lockers to open it back up.
An interesting lock design. And they'll take it and, like, I don't know where I'm supposed to keep it, but, they'll put it in the waist of their towel. And their towel's a little high-waisted compared to what you'd normally see for your average male, and wrapped up in the sort of top of it is their fucking cattail. That is just, pretending it doesn't exist as best as it can.
So yeah, you go ahead and do that, and you walk out. There's a few looks, but no one really pays you much mind. Do you go up to Saint, or where do you go?
Yeah, they would approach Saint,
Saint
That's the only...
Saint doesn't look up to you. Saint is sipping a drink, and before you can even say anything, look at you! You look adorable. Ready to get wet?
After the day I've had, I could really use a bath, but I believe we do have a meeting to get to.
Yeah. Follow me, boys. Thank you. You've been a great help. Back as Nevin's as straight as it is now. I'm administrating the wall. Hey, okay. Go on, Kira, baby.
They follow, calmly, quietly. Little bit of a blush on their face, but not too heavy. They do swing both ways, so that's always fun to play with.
You walk through the different tunnels. You get to like the large area where everyone is hanging out, sitting. You can tell this is very much for a certain demographic, especially a bunch of different various activities that are happening. What does catch your eye is you're seeing one individual, a very dark-skinned male with golden like tattoos and has golden highlights in his hair made of actual gold, cut into a design, and he's biting down on another male's neck, and then kind of tossing him over. The dude rubs his neck. Oh, you bit too hard there, dude. Yeah, I know. They're kind of especially there. He looks over to you and Nyx. Gives him to Nyx. Well, not Nyx, Saint. Sorry. Getting the mentors mixed up. Looks over to Saint. Saint just goes, okay, ground rules though. Don't get lost. Don't talk to strangers. Don't do anything I wouldn't do, which is everything. I would do everything. But, most importantly, try to have fun, don't look to offense, and ease into the questioning. Don't give him a third degree. don't be Kira in this moment. Be I don't know. Be someone else sexy. All right, come on. It kind of pulls you over.
You know, Kira's gonna try. I mean, still not great with people, but you know, they can at least try to enjoy it and have fun a little bit.
This who you immediately know is a vampire looks up at to you. Papa Saint, look at you. How long has it been? Saint gets in what? It's been what? 4 years? 5 years since we last saw each other? Fuck, 5 years. He takes a big sick, takes a drag of it, puffs the smoke, and blows it towards you, Kira. What's this? Who's a new kid? Look a little lost here.
My name's Kira. I'm. They look at Saint for a second, and I'm a friend.
Friend. A friend, or friend.
The kind of I scratch your back, you scratch mine friend?
Oh, that can mean anything. Yeah, I gotta put some context to that.
I believe we're here to have a good time. We can talk business later.
I like the kid already. Hold on for a second. He pulls out a tray from under one of the compartments, lined up and actually crafted into the pool that he's sitting in, and pulls out a few joints and hands one over to you. Slides over a large lighter. That's for you. You go on ahead and hit that up. Pop Saint looks at it. Oh, babe, before you even do that, we gotta ease the kid in. Not trying to have this one running around and howling at wolves and stuff.
Yeah, and the last experience I had with this kind of stuff didn't go very well.
Ooh. What was it, bad trip? Where did you get stuff from?
Vincent Vaughn?
Vincent Vaughn. I don't know the name.
It was at the club incident a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago.
MMA fighter. Oh! Vincent Vaughn. Yeah. I don't do any business here, so I don't know the deal for them.
They're missing or dead. Missing. Not confirmed dead. Doesn't matter.
Ooh. I heard they got MIA, but I didn't hear about the possibly dead part. Doesn't you see?
That was part of the bad trip.
Ah, part of the bad trip.
I saw them and an old rival of mine.
Saw them, an old rival, and a bad trip. Which date, kid? Which date? Tell me about it. I want to hear it.
I never got a name for it. I wish I did. It's something new.
New. What do it look like?
If I remember right, it was a small pink pill.
Yeah, it looked like a cinnamon Altoid.
Yeah. You know, it kind of looks like a cinnamon Altoid. After some examinations after the bad trip, I found out it had some pleasant and not so pleasant ingredients.
Oh, you're talking about Gore.
Gore? That's what it's called.
Or at least that's my boys been calling it. I don't know, having that stuff, but it's gotten popular in the last 2 years.
Last 2 years.
Guys don't, my guys don't make it. They on and on trying to figure out how it works, break it down, get some inspiration, but
I mean, I have a little bit of information on it. Have you ever heard of a plant called the Dream Eater?
the Dream Eater, what the fuck is that?
It's supposedly a plant that comes from the dreaming. It's one of the ingredients we found out after some investigating.
Dreaming, what the fuck is it dreaming? It's kind of
Oh, the
fairies.
fairies. Yeah.
Yeah, fairies. Oh, shit, fairy. Oof. That's a thing I haven't heard about in ages. Last time I heard of a fairy. It was around Pride. The last time I heard about fairy. Pride, what was it, 5 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago? The one where all the people kind of turned into paste.
Sounds like a nasty business.
Oh, it was a massacre. Heard about it. People turned into Swiss cheese. Some kid trying to declare herself king. It was one of those they still around. One of them, I don't know if you guys know about them, but one of our little offshoots, one that claimed themselves as king, and I don't know if they fucked off, disappeared, something happened to him. I don't know the details. His kingdom fell.
Yeah, it's rather rude to declare oneself king. I mean, as they put it in the good old Monty Python, strange women distributing swords is not a basis of good government.
Yeah. And basically, it was very much like that. You remember Saint? I really do not want to talk about that. And for the first time here, you just see Saint's jovial look disappear for a brief moment. And he takes a drag of a spliff. Oh, right, I forgot. Bad memories. By the way, speaking of bad memories, you going to the memorial? No. Alright, never mind. Let me move on. Anyways, yeah, Gore. I didn't know it was made of fairy shit, but
Fairy shit, and apparently they're somehow attached to some spirits.
and I didn't know there was some fucking about it.
Yeah, one of my I'm hesitant to call them business associates, but one of my acquaintances was able to put together that they're also somehow better, I think is what they called them.
Oh, yeah, ghosts, attachments, blah, yeah, no. But you haven't heard the actual rumor about them, have you? A pretty nasty one. So,
The one where they're turning people into monsters?
yeah, that one, but apparently, you didn't hear this from me. But, is, the reason why Gore is called Gore is, you ever heard of Soylent?
Like Soylent Green?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what's the one joke that they make about Soylent Green?
It's made of people.
How do you think Gore gets his name?
Kira kind of freezes at that just a little bit. They're like the wheels are turning. There's the smoke coming out of the brain. Like they're putting it all together, and they're like, "Oh, dear God, who would do that?"
Wow, this kid is very fresh. Anyone that has them all of wanting whatever they want to fucking do. I mean, Not the first time someone's done some fucked up shit in this city. Or anywhere, really. Drug made people? That shouldn't be surprising. Well, yeah, Gore. It's supposed to be, from what I heard, made up from crushed up folk.
It's just, I mean, no offense by it, but that just sounds kind of gross to me.
Oh, hey, you get used to this taste after. Oh, you almost got me to tell you my age. Not gonna do that. Listen,
Well, you don't look a day over 20, so.
uh, your turn. Anyways, I'm gonna tell you something. A little secret. Alright? That was just a rumor that all the little, we call them thin bloods, they call them those bugs spawn. Whatever's left of them, that's what they kept talking about. It's also said that it's made with the ashes of one of their, that king. Said his ashes are in it.
Huh. That's another drugs, drug making. That just sounds like way too complicated, man.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Dude kept blaming us.
It's not my world.
Yeah, not my world either. Like, they kept saying, you guys are drug masters. And listen, we do. My group of, night adventurers, we do get into drugs, but, no, that's more like, Fibla shit. You might want to hit up one of them.
Gotta keep my eyes out.
I would. It'd be a shame if, a small kitten ends up getting ground up into paste.
That would be a grisly end to the tale.
Yeah. Although, the other rumor has been about certain werewolves also going missing, having their hearts ripped out, and also using the bats of Gore. Now, if you want to know where I got that source from, you're gonna have to pay. I don't want to share information share here. Yeah, we know.
How would I pay?
But what you got, kid?
Well, I'm at least decently well off monetarily.
Oh, that's boring. I got all the cash I need. Probably more than you got. Probably more than your parents have made.
I mean, immortality is quite the boon, so I could see that.
No, let's get wild. Go ahead. Put you outside. King. Outside. What you got, kid?
I mean... Can I make an occult roll for something real quick?
Yeah. What you checking for?
I want to see if Kira knows how mage blood affects vampires.
Difficulty of 4? Because this is a very specific thing. And this is definitely someone out of your wheelhouse.
That is a very critical success.
Okay. You know, it gives them a very big boom. Very big boom. It depends on the situation, but it's not like unlike the others where changeling is high and werewolves is like adrenaline. Mage blood varies. It's more like puff of power in recent years. Not much so. You guys are still mundane human, but there's like a twinge, something sweeter about it.
Well, the only other thing I really have to offer would be a little bit of myself.
Oh, you better be careful with that statement. That's loaded.
Well, some people would be interested in it, in one way or another.
He kind of looks at you closely. Nah. I got it. I want you to do something, I don't know, dark, bad, something creative. Saying it's just like, what do you want? But shh. I got it.
See?
Snuff exchange for snuff. You go out there, give me a good violent show, and I'll give you a tip where to go find out the manufacturer of this snuff pill. Snuff film, snuff pill.
Who would be my opponent out of curiosity?
No old ladies, no kids. I don't know, some shit at a bar. Ooh. That's definitely no one. There's this Ethanatos. That's been on some shit list. If you can,
Toast. That's one of the other traditions groups, right?
yeah, death dealers. And they begin to a few people shit and someone wanted to teach an individual lesson. Give me a film of that person and you giving them the great sleep, however you do it. I'll get you your information.
You want me to kill them?
Oh yeah. Up and heals the fingers. Hey, you don't say anything. You're not involved. I already know you. I know you're about to count.
And what is their name?
Oh, I don't know their full name exactly, but call him the cleaner.
You're lucky, Scott. Kira's actually never heard you called the cleaner before.
Yeah.
I can keep an eye out for him. Keep an ear. I think I have a an acquaintance or two that might be able to help lead me in that direction.
Yeah. Sounds like fun. You go ahead and put that man in the dirt. Ooh, even if you bury him alive, that'd be fun. I'll just get proof and a video of it. I'll get you what you need.
I will do what I can.
Yeah, there's some people. I don't know who this cleaner is, but he fucked up bad enough that people want money for his video. Got up a few $100,000 for it.
Wow,
Yeah, bit of shit.
that's a pretty penny.
You've seen his rap sheet, you know. Some detective was also asking about it. I would normally do it myself, but I've been busy. Not just with the gore stuff, but kids are going missing, so I've been too busy focusing on that.
Do you think they could be related? The gore creation process?
Well, if you can look that up for me, I'll sweeten the deal.
Definitely keep that in mind. I assume they're encroaching on your territory, so it only behooves me to assist a new friend.
Yeah. You know, I
Oh.
work better than Satan here. Satan don't do shit.
Out of curiosity, do you happen to know a David Martin?
David Martin. Rings a bell.
It was, the Martins were a family from where I grew up.
What you got specifically, though?
I'm fairly confident that they were at the very least night folk. After an unfortunate party, my swim team captain was killed during it, and I saw a lot of Freemason iconography in their house.
Might know someone who might be able to get that information for you, but I'll have to listen.
We'll talk about that later. I was just mildly curious.
If I hear something, I'll note it.
We'll do what I can about our mutual problems here.
Thank you. Oh, one last thing. Something that I've been meaning to figure out. You know about the name of Finch? Lawrence Finch?
Finch. The name rings a bell.
Got it. Well, if you do encounter Lawrence Finch, add that to the list of videos. I'll be top dollar for that as well.
Why? It seems like there's a lot of people after Mr. Finch.
Yeah. Let's just say we got burned because of him.
Does it have something to do with this blue flame symbol he's been seen wearing?
Very much so.
Huh.
That is not important. If you do, you do. If you don't, I'm not gonna stress over it. I'm not gonna lose any sleep. That's if it could. Anyways,
Understood. I'll see what I can take care of.
cool. Anyways, I'm going to go hang out in the sauna. Saint. Kira, baby. It's nice meeting you. If you want to hang out, chill. Do whatever you want. Give in to those
Do need a
impulses.
Maybe I will. One
Off.
of these days.
Yeah, and that's right before he drops his towel and kind of get battles off to the sauna. I hate him, but I love him at the same time. I definitely do hate him. What do you mean you're gonna go and do a snuff film for him?
I mean, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Really? I thought you'd be like that opposite. You know what? Never mind. the more I learn about you, if you excuse me, I'm not going to one of these sauna rooms, and I am not going to participate in a lot of things. Takes another puff, puts the ropes out, and I am not staying longer than I'm supposed to.
Your hands their still unsmoked joint to Saint.
He yanks it. See you?
Have fun.
In that moment, we leave a Kira. However, across from Kira, we see a figure. This figure is looking straight at Kira. Kira doesn't show his face exactly, but we do see a symbol on the back of his neck, a blue flame. And that is where we end tonight's episode of Neon Gore Chronicles. Episode number 4, The Recovery. It's been a blast, guys. And also, it's been 4 episodes. Good lord. And thank you guys for watching for tonight. This episode ran a lot longer than I thought it would. And thank you for your patience for technical difficulties that started at the beginning. We do appreciate it. Tune in
Thank you,
next
everyone.
week. Yeah. Tune in next week. We'll be back with another person. Hopefully. There'll be 4 of us. Hopefully. Cross some fingers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Also, any final announcements? Any announcements? Any new things?
Not for me at least.
No.
I better see you all next week.
Yeah. We'll see you all next week. Thank you again for tuning in to the Neon Gore Chronicles. And one final note: don't touch that dial. The fun is just getting started.